All right, I think we're live. Hey, everyone. So welcome to night two of our creative arts coverage. I'm Charlie Bright with my little girl, um, Apple, right here. I have renamed her. And my buddy here, why don't you introduce yourself?
I'm Tony Ruiz, and if yours is Apple, I guess I'm the other. This is the other Paltrow child, Moses.
I was going to say
Um,
pomegranate, but whichever works.
uh, whatever.
Challenge you to a
We're
duel.
fully we're fully in the spirit of things.
Yep. And if we were Opus Dei, we'd be using these on our backs right now.
That's true.
Emmy
That's
Day, I
true.
guess it would
Except
be.
I'm spazzy, so I would probably impale myself. So,
That would probably put you on good terms with God, I think.
eh,
I'm sorry. I have
no
to.
more.
I'll have to. I'll have to call my local Catholic authority. His name is Sam Alido, I think. So we'll have to see what he has to say about that.
Yeah, you just have to
So
wander through the ice vehicles in order to find them.
he, yeah, there's this other guy named Clarence Thomas that lives near him that has all these RVs near him. It's crazy.
And would they be like all working under some guy named Jean Robert?
No, it's actually Amy Coney Barrett
Damn it.
sacrificing her children in the front lawn.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I guess there comes our audit this year.
Yep. So last night we had our to those who joined us last night for the narrative categories. Thank you so much. It was great having you all. It was great having Chris Sang with us. He might join us a little bit later tonight. It depends on when he gets back home to his unfortunate home of New Jersey. Uh, but we will hopefully we'll see him. And tonight is all about reality, variety, and nonfiction programming. So, Tony, you were with us last night. What did you think of last night's winner? I know you were seeing what was the guy you were? The name is escaping me. Who were you seeing in concert last night?
Teddy
Teddy
Swims.
Swim. That's
Um,
right.
yeah, he and the great thing about it wasn't so much that we were seeing him, it's just that we could see him from our hotel room in Lake Tahoe.
Oh, you weren't
And
going to
so
the
all
actual
we
concert?
No, we didn't go to the actual
Oh,
concert. We literally, our hotel room overlooked the amphitheater in South Lake Tahoe with seats about 10,000. And let me tell you something. I mean, even from that distance, which would be no different than seeing Taylor Swift in the Astrodome, but we'd be at the same far distance. But boy, does he put on a hell of a show, and that was outstanding. And I was catching up on the Emmy winners as they were coming in.
yeah. So, what did you think of last night's winners?
You know, it's interesting because you know, I feel like every year in different Emmy years, we've reached this kind of time in television where it's not the same shows every single year because oftentimes you get, a year and a half, 2 year lapse between seasons of shows, which is why we don't have, say, a second season of Shogun right now, which I think gives an opportunity for to see where things are. And we saw the studio, take a bunch home last night, and but I was really kind of I liked the fact that it seemed that the winners were spread out over 10 different shows. Um, and that even though, say, something like The Pit, which is my favorite show of the year,
No
um,
question.
which only won two awards. It really won the ones that it needed to win, particularly the casting award, um, which tends to favor the show that's going to win uh, the top category of drama series. So I was really thrilled for Sean Hattasy because I think he's been in a lot of my favorite shows over the years.
We've been
Um,
following him. You probably remember. You mean probably. I don't know if the first thing that we saw him in was the same, but the first thing I remember seeing him in was In and Out, the movie back in 1997, and he very quickly endeared himself with a very big gay following right from that.
yeah, yeah, and I thought his speech last night was so earnest and so great, and shouting out Noah Wiley, um, not just as the kind of the leader of that show, but also just Noah's performance, which is, I think, stellar. I love anytime Julianne Nicholson wins an Emmy, I'm very, very happy because I adore her. I think she's a perfect human being that that needs to win every award known to man. Um, I love that Bryan Cranston actually has an award for comedy.
His seventh
Um,
Emmy win.
yeah, that he in his first for comedy, and I think that's spectacular. Um, I love all the Bridgerton wins because I thought the fourth season of Bridgerton was its strongest, and I like that that show has not fallen away completely. I love that Julie Andrews has her first primetime Emmy win in a long, 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 long time.
Was that I don't know which episode it was that she won for, but did she do exceptional voiceover work this year on the show? Because isn't it usually like she's only in like the beginning of the episode or something like that?
She's in a lot more of the episodes in season four than I remember her being. And I think one of the things that happened, and we're going to do a little deep Bridgerton dive for those of you who don't follow as you should, is that, the whole kind of the idea behind the show is that we don't know who Lady Whistledown is. And with season four, you know who Lady Whistledown is, which gave, I think, a different layer to it. We know that Nicola Coughlan's character is Lady Whistledown, and so the kind of juxtaposition between her voice and Julie Andrews, it gave a kind of a heightened. It gave Julie Andrews' narration, I think, a whole lot more weight than it had before, particularly since the changes in the character of of Nicola Coughlan um, kind of made their way into the Lady Whistledown narration. So I don't know why it was this year that she won, but I'm thrilled for that win. Because, like I said, I think season four is the best season of the show, or
Yeah, I would be
three. I
lying
could
if
be
I said I
wrong.
was a
I
little
could be wrong about
disappointed.
the numbers here.
I mean, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little disappointed about Maya Rudolph not winning. At least I'm glad that she won last year, so that way she actually got to accept one in person, considering she hadn't been in any of the previous ones. And I was joking with Chris yesterday that she was like probably ready to get out of her seat, and she was starting to get out of her seat, and then she heard Julie Andrews and had to slink back down, and then Paul Thomas Anderson nudged her and goes, "Yeah, sucks, doesn't it?"
I mean, come on. Is anybody going to be bitter about losing to Julie Andrews about anything?
I don't think so. I don't think my Maya Rudolph has what? That's let's see. She's won four for Big Mouth, I think,
Four?
and she's won two for SNL. So she has six Emmys. So it's not like this is 2019 where it's like, dear God, how can Maya Rudolph be Emmyless after being so talented on television for so many years?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we are awaiting the ceremony is about to start. The ceremony is going to be starting. Last night it started with Maya Rudolph coming out and opening the ceremony. Tonight it starts with Sarah Silverman coming out and opening the ceremony. She is up for one of the awards tonight. She's up for writing for a variety special. The category she won a couple of years ago caught some of us by surprise. Not me though. When she won for what was that special called? We Are Miracles or something like that. It's the one she beat
We
the
Are a
Billy
Miracle.
Crystal. Yeah, she
Yeah.
beat Billy Crystal for 700 Sundays, and I was very proud of myself because I was like, well, it usually only goes to people to single writer shows, so you know. Um, so as we're waiting, the first category tonight is going to be a short form comedy, drama, or variety series. Our nominees there are The Daily Show for Desi Lidek, Fox Explains, who won in the
Who
performance
won?
category yesterday. Good for her. I adore her. She's wonderful. Late Night with Seth Meyers, Corrections, The Rabbit Hole with Jimmy Kimmel, and The Tonight Show during commercial break. Interestingly enough, since 2021, only one uh, non original program in terms of like original material, not something from another show, has won this, and that was 2 years ago when I Think You Should Leave with Tim Robinson won this. Which, by the way, I cannot wait for. I hope we get another season of that because that show is insanely funny, and I would love to. I love the fact that Tim Robinson has 3 Emmys for that. But last year, this was won by Only Murders in the Building for One Killer Question, and before that, Carpool Karaoke dominated this. So good news, there is no James Corden this year. Bad news, there is Jimmy Fallon.
Well, it seems like these types of categories are just
Hopefully he didn't drive.
extensions. Yeah. Well, the problem is I have with some of these categories is that these are categories that exist solely to add on to another show's Emmy. I mean, James
Yeah.
Corden has what, seven, eight, something like that.
Oh, he has a ridiculous amount for this.
He has a ridiculous number of Emmys. I mean, as I always say, as I always like to say, James Corden has more Emmys than Martin Sheen. So, I mean, if
Yeah.
that's not a sign of
It
the injustice of the world,
it reminds you of the when Jon Stewart was hosting the Oscars. Those For those of you keeping track at home, 3-6 Mafia one, Martin Scorsese 0 Oscars, 3-6 Mafia 1. I actually kind of think that was the spearhead for Martin Scorsese's Oscar campaign because the very next year he won for The Departed.
yeah, I feel like Colbert's not up for this, right?
No, Late Show is not up for this. But Desi Lydic is nominated. Seth Meyers is nominated. Kimmel and Fallon are all individual nominees for this.
Yeah, I could see. I mean, clearly they like Desi Lydic, so I mean, maybe that's just kind of the default winner.
Yeah, and it feels like this is the. I don't know about what the rabbit hole is with Jimmy Kimmel. I don't know if it's like it's an extension of his show that's on YouTube or something.
I've never even heard of it.
Yeah. So I'm wondering what that is. Although, if we're wondering that, there's a good chance there might be a chance that several voters are going, "What the hell is that?"
So in that case, do you just default to the person that you think is the most popular?
Well, I mean, on that, I would think also, Late Night with Seth Meyers and Tonight Show. This is stuff that's related to those shows. I don't know if The Rabbit Hole is related to Jimmy Kimmel Live, but at least with The Daily Show, it's them. It's their core material of mocking media and in particular Fox News. Um, and I think that in a bitter town like what Hollywood must be over the past several has been over the past several months, I have a feeling that's going to play to its advantage.
Well, the good thing about the Jimmy Kimmel and I why I think, the Jimmy Kimmel thing is completely separate from his show. I just looked it up. It's literally an online series that is separate from his show where they go deep into conspiracy theories. Um, so,
Oh, that might be interesting then.
and especially since one of his main targets in that was Elon Musk. So, could that go there? I mean, but then you have, anything associated with the Daily Show always wins.
Well, it gives it a good leg up. I'll give it that.
But I would think that maybe if it's not Desi, then I think Kimmel could be the spoiler.
Yeah, I would put those at like the first and second, and then late night in third, and then Tonight Show in fourth. Following that, we have short form nonfiction or reality series. Uh, our nominees there are Adolescence for the Making of Adolescence, Hacks, Bit by Bit, uh, Making of The Last of Us, Only Murders in the Building, Unlocking the Mystery, and The White Lotus, Unpacking the Episode. And this has usually been won by segments related to other shows. Last year, this was won by Shogun for the Making of Shogun. The year before that, Succession, Controlling the Narrative. Before that, Full Frontal with Samantha Bee Presents, Once Upon a Time in Late Night. And the year before that, I think it was the first like truly original content, Uncomfortable Conversations with the Black Man.
Mhm.
I'm looking, unlike this, it doesn't seem like the main people from any of the programs are nominated there. So, like, Mike White's not nominated. Craig Mazin's not up for Last of Us. You got
Wow,
any
you
thoughts
think
on
those
that?
would be easy producer credits?
You
Yeah,
would think,
you'd
but I
think
guess
those
it
would be
shows that they're
easy
separate,
producer
from
credits.
the show.
Yeah. Hmm.
Part of me
So
is just thinking,
there's
I
The
mean, part of
Last of
me,
Us and what were the other ones again?
there's Adolescence, Making of Adolescence, Hacks Bit by Bit, Making of Last of Us, Only Murders in the Building, and White Lotus.
Hmm. So
And
you
we got
almost
our
have to go with what's the. Oh, go ahead.
we got our first winner for short form variety comedy drama goes to The Daily Show, Desi Liddick's Fox Plains. So now Desi Liddick has 2 Emmys tonight or this weekend. And she won last year. She was one of the credited hosts last year, I believe. So that brings her to 3 Emmys.
Yeah.
So good for her. With the short form nonfiction, I'm thinking that Adolescence might take that one.
I figure since that's the most popular of the shows, if you go Succession and then Shogun, of the shows nominated, which has the most uh likelihood of winning in a top category.
And we already got a winner there, and it is indeed Adolescence, the Making of Adolescence.
Okay.
Apparently, the winners of Adolescence all on stage are wearing kilts. So they really got to introduce. They got to make a more strict dress code there.
Do they?
I don't know, just to annoy the Scots. Following that, now we are coming up on production design for a variety special. The nominees there are Beyonce Bowl, the 67th annual Grammy Awards, the Oscars, SNL 50, the anniversary special, and SNL 50, the homecoming concert. This is going to be first of several categories where we have the anniversary special and the homecoming concert going up against each other.
Hmm.
The Oscars
Well,
did win this last year. The 2 years prior to that were both won by the Super Bowl halftime show, and the Oscars won it in 2021 and 2020 as well.
yeah, my default would be to go with the Oscars. I mean, the problem with, say, something like, the Beyonce Bowl is that, it's kind of hard for there to be production design when you're doing it in the middle of a football field. Um,
But then again, the
so
Super Bowl halftime show has won it twice, so that's
that's
production design
true.
in the middle of a football field.
That's true. But was one of them like, say, like the Rihanna year?
One of them was the Rihanna one, and the other one was the hip hop one that had like Dre and Eminem and Snoop and all of them.
Which makes a lot of sense considering that those, the Rihanna one had, the floating
The
platforms
levitating floor, yeah,
and the hip hop one had like literally like a whole big giant set with
yeah, with
different
like the
rooms and
cubbies
things
in
like
there and
that.
everything.
Yeah. Yeah, I would tend to just go with the Oscars on this one.
Although the SNL 50th anniversary had sketches, so you had all the production design that would be involved in the sketches there. So that might be something that puts it over the top. I'd say it's between the anniversary special and the Oscars.
Yeah, I wouldn't put it on. I wouldn't say the concert would be the likely one.
Yeah. Following that, we have production design for a variety or reality series. Nominees there are The Daily Show, Jimmy Kimmel Live, Last Week Tonight with John Oliver, RuPaul's Drag Race, and Saturday Night Live. I mean, to me, I think that's got to be Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, and I would say maybe RuPaul as a spoiler.
Yeah, the episode that SNL is up for is the Lady Gaga episode. RuPaul's Drag Race is up for RDR Live, which
I
means
did
nothing to
not.
me because I'm one of the seven gays that does not watch that show.
Me too. Eight.
I didn't see you at the support group.
Well, I had things to do. I had to see Teddy Swims from my hotel room. No, I mean, I when we're talking about production design, I did not see the Lady Gaga episode of SNL. I missed that one. But
We got a
never
winner for
count out.
oh
Oh,
no,
go
go on.
ahead.
Oh, we got a winner for production design for variety special, the Oscars.
Mm, yeah, that tracks.
But yeah, the only winners for the past 4 years for this have been Saturday Night Live and RuPaul's Drag Race. Yeah,
And
Saturday
it
Night
could
Live
be
won it
either
last
one.
year, 2023. RuPaul won it in 2022, and then Saturday SNL won it in 2021.
So which one won last year?
SNL.
Hmm. So maybe this year it's Drag Race's turn.
Who knows? Just something also to be keeping an eye out for tonight. I had to look it up to make sure, but to verify. But so far, Lorne Michaels has 21 Emmys. He has several opportunities tonight to add to that total. So we will see what happens on that front.
And what would that make his overall total? If is, I assume I mean, I don't think
There's at
anybody's
least
ever going to
one
beat.
chance for him. So I mean, it could be at least 22. It could be. I'm not sure that's the number of times he's up tonight.
And Sheila Nevins has how many?
Oh, I think she's in the 30s.
Okay.
She's got to be in the late 20s, early 30s. Unlike though, unlike Sheila Evans, Lorne Michaels does had a lot of help from Satan on this one.
What's this? Oh, thank you.
Following that, we have choreography for a variety of reality program. Nominees there are Apple Music Super Bowl halftime show starring Kendrick Lamar, Beyonce Bowl, the 67th annual Grammy Awards, the Lion King at the Hollywood Bowl, and the Oscars for the James Bond and Quincy Jones tribute routines.
My laughter should tell you everything.
Yeah, I mean, you got to think this got to be, Beyonce.
It has to be.
Yeah. Although I personally would love the Super Bowl halftime show to win because that was pretty intricate choreography for that one, considering how that was all structured.
And what did you see memed? The TikTok dance was everybody doing the Kendrick Lamar dance.
Yeah, and Serena Williams.
Yes,
Yeah, and
yes.
Serena Williams. We got a winner for production design for variety reality. It is, in fact, Saturday Night Live.
Okay.
Satan getting a very good start tonight. Just imagine Lord Michaels in his office and just going, "You're Satan, aren't you?" And he goes, "Yes." And he goes, "All right,
Yeah.
let's do this." Following that, we have music direction. Nominees there are Apple Music Super Bowl halftime show starring Kendrick Lamar, of which Kendrick Lamar is a nominee, the Kennedy
Hmm.
Center Honors, the Oscars, SNL Anniversary Special, and SNL 50 Homecoming Concert.
Well, this will be the last time the Kennedy Center is nominated for a while.
Tell me about it. Um, I'm thinking it's probably going to be the Homecoming Concert.
Yeah, that seems like the most. I mean, if you want to talk about something that had, we tend to talk about award shows rewarding something that's the most of anything, and if
Mm-hmm.
you want to talk about the most music direction, uh, that's definitely it.
Yeah, part of me is also
Eh,
thinking, but I would also keep an eye on the Super Bowl halftime show as well. Well, I think we've got our first kind of surprise. The winner for choreography is the Grammy Awards, specifically for how do you pronounce her name? Dochi? Is
Oh,
that is
yes.
that how you pronounce her
Yes,
name?
Dochi. Yes,
Dochi, yes,
Dochi.
Dochi's musical performance. That's the specific routine that was nominated.
Wow. That's impressive. That was also one of my favorite performances from the Grammys. So,
I hate to admit this, I have not watched the Grammys in several years. I don't think I've actually watched the Grammys since at least for 4 years. But I did see that performance, and that actually was solid. That was really solid. I really enjoyed that one. Get off of there. Cat's making a guest starring appearance.
of course, and biting.
While we're waiting for music direction, after that comes music composition for a documentary series or special. Nominees there are The Americas for The Andes. Among the nominees there is Hans Zimmer, Chef's Table for Jose Andres, Leonardo da Vinci, Planet Earth Asia for Beneath the Waves, and Superman, the Christopher Reeve story. Did you see
That's a
that?
really,
Did you see the Superman documentary?
it's so great. It's so fantastic. Um, I think some of these documentaries about famous people can sometimes be a bit, especially since a lot of times the subjects themselves have a say in it or their families have a say in it. So sometimes I think they can be a little treacly and a little like let's show all the best parts. Um, and they also can be very kind of by the numbers. But I feel like the Superman, the Christopher Reeve one is just so well done on every level.
And our winner for music direction is the Apple Super Bowl halftime show starring Kendrick Lamar. So, congratulations to Emmy winner Kendrick Lamar.
Halfway to his EGOT.
Halfway through his EGOT. And if the project that he's doing with Trey Parker and Matt Stone is as good as I hope it is, maybe he could have an Oscar sometime soon. I mean, he is already an Oscar nominee for the Black Panther song.
That's true.
So, and after that, we get into sound editing for a nonfiction or reality program. Nominees there are Beatles 64, Music by John Williams, The 100-Foot Wave, Pee Wee as Himself, and SNL 50 Beyond Saturday Night. This definitely has gone to music themed programs in the past. Last year, it went to Jim Henson Idea Man, but the year before that was the David Bowie documentary, Moon Age Daydream. Before that was the Beatles Get Back, and the year before that was the Bee Gees.
Yeah, what I find interesting about this one is that, you've got two music centered shows with the Beatles and the John Williams. Um, I wonder if this could be the 100-Foot Wave.
That would be interesting. It's the only regular series in there. The rest were specials. And music composition for a documentary series or special goes to Chef's Table for Jose Andres episode.
That's really good. I love that show. I love Chef's Table.
I love Jose Andres, so I'm
And we all love Jose Andres, as we should.
yeah. You watch that documentary what was that documentary on Hulu called? We Feed People, I think it's called.
Yes.
All about World Central Kitchen. It's incredible. When you watch what they do, what his organization does, is it's remarkable. Following sound editing, we have sound mixing for a nonfiction program, and it's almost all the same nominees: Beatles 64, music by John Williams, 100-Foot Wave, Pee Wee as himself, and my personal favorite nominee of this year, Yacht Rock, a
Yacht Rock.
documentary.
I love that show.
When they showed the phone call with Donald Fagen at the end of that, and when Donald Fagen tells him to go fuck himself, that was exactly why, because at the beginning I'm like, well, they don't have him on here, but I guess they reached out to him and he told them to go fuck themselves. And sure enough, it's exactly what I thought it was.
It's so perfect. Although I have read things that Donald Fagen um, is kind of in on the joke there.
Oh, no question, no question. He's very smart. He's a very smart man. He's prickly and what's the word I'm looking for? Help me, English teacher. Um, he's prickly,
Sardonic.
sardonic, yeah, but he's not stupid. And no, and Lord knows he's getting enough of those royalties from the Yacht Rock station on Sirius XM, which I believe
Oh,
has to play,
completely.
at least one Steely Dan song and something with Michael McDonald twice every hour. I was driving up to Massachusetts a couple weeks ago, and I had the Yacht Rock station on, and there was a Michael McDonald song came on, and I had to explain, and I said to my friend, this guy singing is white, and it blew his fucking mind.
A
I
lot
love
of
it.
us had this. A lot of us had that reaction to Rick Astley in the '80s.
Yeah, yeah. I had that reaction when I first met, because the first thing I heard with Michael McDonald was "What a Fool Believes," and I always, for years, thought he was black. And then you see it's this big burly white guy with a beard.
Honestly,
He
you
looks
have the
like
same
Santa
reaction
Claus.
with. Honestly, have the same reaction with Teddy Swims.
I had the same reaction with Casey from Casey and the Sunshine Band.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. Sound editing for nonfiction goes to music by John Williams.
that was such a great documentary.
Was interesting. I did an interview with Frank Marshall, who directed the Bee Gees documentary a couple of years ago, and he was talking about how he was showing the movie to some friends, and he said, "Oh yeah," and so he showed it to my friend Johnny, and we were like, "Oh, what do you think of it?" He was like, "Oh yeah, that was pretty good," and it took me a moment, and then like 5 minutes later, I said to him, "It just took me a minute for me to realize that your friend Johnny is fucking John Williams." And of course, he had the nonchalant thing like, "Yeah."
Yeah,
It's like he's best friend to Steven Spielberg and his wife is Kathleen Kennedy. Yeah, Johnny's our friend.
things that you and I will never understand.
Yes. Um, After that, we have sound mixing for a variety series or special. The nominees there are The Daily Show for Jon Stewart and the News Team live at the DNC, 67th Annual Grammy Awards, the Oscars, SNL 50 Anniversary Special, SNL 50 Homecoming Concert. This has
That
normally
to me is a
favored
tough. That's a tough one.
I will say the last four winners of this have been concert specials. Billy Joel last year, Elton John the year before, Adele, and David Byrne's American Utopia. So to me, the front runner would be the Homecoming concert for SNL 50, with maybe the Grammy Awards in there as well.
But maybe the Grammys.
That's yeah. So
You
I think it's
know,
one of those two. It'd be weird if the Daily Show won this.
that would be weird.
But knowing how these Emmys go out, this is where we usually see like things that go away from where we expect. Like yesterday with the narrative programming, it was a little bit easy because a lot of it was where you think it would go, except for the kind of the random Andor wins where we didn't expect them, and then something else would win where we expected Andor to win. Following
Yeah,
that, we
I
have
think we
sound.
are.
Oh,
Oh,
go
go
on.
ahead.
No, go on. It's okay.
No, I was just thinking to me, it's criminal that Andor didn't get more.
I mean, four
Uh,
wins is still nothing to scoff at, though, for that show.
I wish it had gotten more in the main categories.
Yeah, I know a lot of people were hoping that Diego Luna had gotten into the lead actor. Something tells me if they had six slots there this year, because they only had five in the lead this year, right?
Right.
Yeah, so I think if there were six slots, would have had a great chance of getting in there. Um, Following our last sound mixing award of the night is sound mixing for a reality program. Nominees there are The Amazing Race, American Idol, Deadliest Catch, The Voice, and Welcome to Wrexham. Welcome to Wrexham has won this the past 2 years. And before we get to that, we have a winning for sound mixing for nonfiction goes to Beatles 64.
Okay.
So apparently
So we
it's only
see
sound
so we see
mixers.
the two music documentaries kind of sharing when it comes to sound.
Yeah, and yeah, definitely goes that route. You know, like the Beatles Get Back had won that award a couple of years ago. Any thoughts on sound mixing for reality? I know Welcome to Wrexham has won this the past 2 years. Then Beatles Get Back won it the year before, and David Attenborough Life on Our Planet won it in 2021.
I, I I always look at these and going, one of these things is not like the other. Um, and kind of The Voice and American Idol fit under the same umbrella. Deadliest Catch and Amazing Race kind of fit under the same umbrella. Um, so I think Welcome to Wrexham is probably.
It's a proven winner in this category,
Plus,
which
when you
shows
have
that
to
the branch
mix,
really likes it.
right, right. What's not to like? It's the world's sport.
And plus, it gives us many chances to look at Rob McElhenney, and you can't be mad at that.
You know what? I was happy to look at him before he became buff. So,
Same. I was an original Sunny. I was an original Sunny fan back in 2005 when it first came on. When it was paired with, I don't know if you remember the show it was paired with on FX was a comedy about people with eating disorders called Starved.
I blocked this out.
This is like 2005, so you know it's like
Well,
yeah, yeah. It was a weird show. It was a weird lineup. It was a weird time in television.
has there ever not been a weird time in television?
True. I can't think of a good comeback on that one, so I'll just give that one to you. Following that, we have casting for a reality program. Nominees there are The Amazing Race, Love on the Spectrum, Queer Eye, RuPaul's Drag Race, and Survivor.
Let's see.
And we do have a winner
I
for sound
mean,
mixing for variety series or special. It is SNL 50, the anniversary special, not the homecoming concert.
not the concert. Wow.
First win for SNL 50.
But not the one we necessarily thought it would be.
No, I think a lot of us thought the first one was going to be Last Night for the Adam Sandler song.
I don't know if I'm looking at the casting, if I'm talking about what I would like to win, I think Love on the Spectrum has a lot more of a difficulty quotient to hit. Um, and there are certainly some viral moments. There was a viral moment where one of the cast members was a big fan of Jack Black, and Jack Black surprised this guy on the Kelly Clarkson show. And so and I mean, the look of joy, the amount of joy on this guy's face to see Jack Black was just a thing of, I mean, it would move even the most hard-hearted person to shed a tear, meaning you, Charlie.
Yes,
Um,
yes, yes.
so
Um, Yeah,
Who's
I'm kind of in. Love on the Spectrum has won this twice already. It won last year and in 2022. And with the traders not there, I'm kind of inclined to just say that yeah, Love on the Spectrum seems like the most likely winner there.
I mean, I feel
Following
like with some of these casting categories on reality, it's like I feel like something that gets more points is going to be something that casts unknown people rather
mhm.
than known quantities.
Mixing for sound mixing for reality program does indeed go to Welcome to Wrexham. Its third win in a row.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm with you. After casting for reality program, which is what we are waiting on right now. Next is the emerging media program category. Um, Nominees there are Impulse playing with reality from Meta, Sean Mendes Red Rocks Live in VR from MetaQuest, and SNL 50th the anniversary special immersive experience from Meta. Although, to SNL's credit, Meta is not listed as one of the nominated entities. Though this would give Lord Michaels his 22nd Emmy if that were to win, and I am kind of inclined to think that it will.
Yeah, I am too. I am too. I as soon as I saw the list of nominees, I was like, oh yeah.
And after that, we have one of the we have our first juried award of the evening, which is a subset of that category. It's innovation in emerging media program, and that is going to the firm White Rabbit,
And what did they
which
do?
is not a Jefferson Airplane cover band as I originally thought.
Nor is it a spin-off of the upcoming Jason Bateman Jude Law show on Netflix, Black Rabbit.
Nor is it a tribute to the show to the movie A Serious Man, which does quite a bit of White Rabbit in there.
And if we want a gray rabbit, then we'll have all the Donnie Darko people making their.
I hate that movie so much. I do not like that movie.
I've never understood that movie.
Me neither. And of course, and I was in high school when that movie came out, so like everyone was going nuts about that movie. And of course, I'm like, well, Jake Gyllenhaal's hot, no question. But yeah, I'm not digging the rest of this movie. I think it's kind of stupid.
Yeah.
Following that, we have writing for a nonfiction program. Nominees there are Chimp Crazy for the episode Headshot, Conan O'Brien Must Go for Austria, The Daily Show presents Jordan Klepper Fingers the Pulse, MAGA, The Next Generation, Martha, the documentary, and the documentary Superman, the Christopher Reeve Story. Conan O'Brien won this last year, so that's something that could go in its favor. Though I think
I would
I know
I would really, really love for this to be the Christopher Reeve documentary.
I know there's a lot of good, but I know there's been a lot of good reaction to the Martha Stewart documentary as well. So I would
True.
there has been a lot of great reaction to that. So I would keep my eye on that. But also part of me is thinking, that could be, documentary movies, vote splitting there. And then you have two things that are associated. Well, they're not really the same though. Conan O'Brien Must Go is not really the same as Daily Show. I would love it at the Daily Show one because I think the Jordan Klepper specials are really, really, really funny.
Right.
And I think Jordan Klepper is one of the most underrated talents on that show. I'm so glad he's been around for as long as he has. They've kept him as long as they have. Casting for a reality program, no surprise, goes to Love on the Spectrum.
Good.
But yeah, I would love Jordan Klepper, especially with how much especially when you realize like how much planning has to go in for some of the stuff that he does. when I talked to him a couple, not this past Emmy cycle, but the last Emmy cycle, I loved getting to ask him about how he planned his whole expedition to January 6th and what his planning was like there. And I was like, so what was it like planning there? And he was basically like, the number one thing on all our mind was what's the quickest route to Union Station? Because he was like, we knew something was going to happen. We didn't know what, but we knew something was going to happen. Because he had been at all the Stop the Steal events, so he knew something was going on.
Hold on one second, Charlie.
Yes. Following writing for a nonfiction program, we have writing for a variety special. Nominees there are Conan O'Brien for the Kennedy Center Mark Twain Prize for American Humor, Kunk on Life, Sarah Silverman Postmortem, SNL 50 the anniversary special, and Your Friend Nate Bargatze.
um, one of the things with that, I mean, the names that are attached to the SNL anniversary special among the nominees, Mikey Day, Michael Che, Tina Fey, Colin Jost, Seth Meyers, Lorne Michaels, John
John
Mulaney,
Mulaney,
uh, uh, you
Paula
know,
Pell,
Paula Pell. Are you kidding me with this?
but they don't usually like the big like writing staffs on in this award. They usually go for something that's more along the lines of, like you're spent like the past 4 years. Last year, Alex Edelman, which I still watch. I still will watch that special. I showed it to a friend of mine who actually was born in Boston, and he thought it was insanely funny, and I still laugh at that all the time. Then the year before that, John Mulaney, Baby J. The year before that, Gerard Carmichael, and the year before that, Bo Burnham for Inside. So I'm going with Nate Bargatze on this one.
Which would make me very happy, which would make me incredibly happy. Um,
Also, though, I would say Kunk on Life would be wonderful because the whole Philomena Kunk thing is just insanely funny.
yeah, I have never heard of that until you read the nominees, and I was like, "What the hell is a kunk?"
Do you know the Philomena Kunk sketches of this like
No.
woman who like this woman who does this? It's like a make bake documentary thing, but she's kind of like interviewing real people, and like a lot of her voices have been used on TikTok. The
Oh,
Egyptians used to say that the most interesting thing you could do with your life was die.
see, that's why I don't know it because I don't have TikTok.
How do you know what your kids are doing these days if you're not on TikTok?
I don't want to know what my kids are doing.
That's a very good point. If Kunk on Life were to win, Charlie Brooker of Black Mirror fame would add another Emmy to his mantle on that one. What? What? I fed you. I even gave you an extra serving. Don't give me that bullshit. Um, Something that also should just be mentioned is that if the Kennedy Center Mark Twain Prize for American Humor were to win, Conan O'Brien would not win another Emmy. He is not one of the writers on that.
Which is a shame because I think his acceptance speech is actually outstanding. And I've actually used his acceptance speech in my class.
And for emerging media program, it does in fact go to SNL 50th anniversary special. So that is Emmy number 22 for Lorne Michaels. And as was said in a Simpsons episode about Mr. Burns, credits long career to Satan.
I just think of the when Martin Short as Jiminy Glick is interviewing Bill Hader and says, "What does Lorne Michaels smell like?" I assume it's a combination of chicken piccata and silver dollars.
I would throw in sulfur in there, but
Apparently,
still,
Bill Hader
I
says
saw an interview with Martin
he
Short where
smells
he
like
was.
breath mints.
I was watching an interview with Martin Short. He was talking about like the most like shocked anyone was, but the Jiminy Glick thing, and it was my personal favorite, the Mel Brooks interview when he goes, "What exactly is your beef with the Nazis?"
Oh God. Martin Short, a treasure.
Um, Following the writing awards, we have host for a game show. Our nominees there are Elizabeth Banks for Press Your Luck, Steve Harvey for Celebrity Family Feud, Ken Jennings for Jeopardy, Colin Jost for Pop Culture Jeopardy, and Jimmy Kimmel for Celebrity Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. It should be credited as Celebrity Who Wants to Be a Millionaire
So
because I don't
I
believe
have,
he hosts the syndicated version.
I don't even think, is there even a syndicated version anymore?
I don't know. I thought there was, but it may have
There
gone off
was
the air.
for a
I don't
long
know.
time, but I don't think there is anymore. Um, if I were a voting person, I would go for Elizabeth Banks because I think she is fantastic on Pressure Luck, um, which is also one of the staples of my childhood. Yes, I am that old. Um, but R.I.P. Peter Tamarkin. But I think I honestly think that if it's not Elizabeth Banks, I think it'll probably be Kimmel.
See, I initially was thinking it was going to be, I had Steve Harvey as my prediction for quite a while. And I know he won. I believe he won this when it was on this was on the daytime category when it was in the daytime Emmys several years ago. Um,
I think he won twice in the daytime category.
yeah, he did win it. Last time he won was 2022. Um, but I am going with Ken Jennings on this one. And I personally would love it because I think Ken
Oh, I
Jennings
mean,
has really stepped well into the role of host of Jeopardy.
yeah, for people, especially for people my age,
Or
who
our age,
have,
we both grew up with Alex Trebek.
yeah, I have such vivid memories of watching Jeopardy with my grandfather. Uh, my
Yep, with
grandfather
my
absolutely
grandmother. Yep.
loved that show. Um,
Now, I'm curious. I'm guessing it was the Wheel of Fortune Jeopardy combo.
yes,
Now, in your when you were watching, which one came first, Wheel of Fortune or Jeopardy?
it was always Wheel of Fortune first.
Okay, that's what it was for me as well. But I know for most other places that I've seen, it's Jeopardy first, then Wheel of Fortune. I'm like, no, 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 no. It's got to be Wheel of Fortune first, then Jeopardy.
Yeah, yeah.
Very nice. Writing for a nonfiction program goes to Jordan Klepper, Fingers the Pulse MAGA, the next generation. So
Uh,
congratulations to Jordan Klepper and
yeah.
his writing team. They do a lot of great work on the Daily Show. Congratulations to them. Daily Show programming. I think that's their third one after the two Desi Lydic wins. After the two Desi Lydic wins uh, yesterday and today. So congratulations on them. Maybe Colbert isn't as comfortably in that slot as we think he is for
Quite possibly.
talk series, variety talk series. I know that Chris was saying yesterday he is on the Daily Show. He's predicting the Daily Show, and he's sticking with that.
Yeah, that's fair. That's definitely fair. I mean, especially considering how Jon Stewart dominated this category for so long.
And now he's back on it, but he's now back on in that nice supporting role, which I actually like that setup of
I
having
like
him host
that.
on Mondays and then just letting other people in the cast. And now they brought in what's the guy's name? Josh Johnson, I think it is.
Josh, yeah.
Yeah, who and they're bringing him in. I hope they bring in who's the gay correspondent? Tony, is it Tony Iwata or something like Troy Iwata or
Iwata or something like that.
yeah,
I
I hope they
literally just
incorporate
saw a clip
I
of
hope
him
they
today.
incorporate him into it because he's really funny. Following host of a game show, we have outstanding game show. Nominees there are Celebrity Family Feud, Jeopardy, The Price is Right, Wheel of Fortune, and Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. And for the past 5 years, Jeopardy has won this. I don't see any reason why it wouldn't win this time.
I don't see any reason for it to not win.
I wouldn't mind The Price is Right, though. I'm a huge. I've been really getting into The Price is Right recently. So, I mean, well, it's not like I haven't been into. I discovered the 24-hour channel on Roku channel, and I've now, and so I've set my DVR to record every episode on CBS now.
I'm just not a fan of Drew Carey as the host of that show.
I like him. I think he's very good. And well, I got proven wrong. Variety writing for Variety Special does in fact go to SNL 50, the anniversary special.
So many of them can add to their Emmy totals.
I don't think Mikey Day has an Emmy, so I think this is his first one.
Is that Michael Che's first Emmy?
It might be because I don't think he was. I don't think he's ever been credited as a producer on the show.
Yeah. Does what about Jost?
I think it's the same thing. It might be their first as well.
Oh wow, fantastic. I'm going to take a quick bathroom break. I will be right back.
All right, I will keep everybody attuned to what is happening. Troy Iwata. Thank you, David. That is his name. Yes. So right now we are waiting on the two game show categories. I am double checking. Is this the first? Yes, this is the first Emmy for Michael Che, and I believe it is the first for Colin Jost as well. Yes, it's the first. So it is the first Emmy for Michael Che and Colin Jost, and for Mikey Day as well. So congratulations to them on that one. I believe it's the first one for Paula Pell as well, who's been there for years. Oh no, it's not the first Emmy for Paula Pell. I take that back. That is, she won as part of the writing team in 2002. But now that Tony can't contradict me, yeah, I like The Price is Right, and I like Drew Carey as host of The Price is Right. I think he's pretty solid on that show. I didn't realize how much it didn't. I'm surprised it didn't dawn on me how much of a dick Bob Barker was. He was such a dick on that show. Meow, meow, meow. And that is, in fact, Tony, that is, in fact, the first Emmys for Michael Che and Colin Jost.
Oh, perfect.
It is not the first for Paula Pell, though. She won as part of the writing team in 2002,
Oh,
which just shows you how long Paula Pell has been around and has been there.
I just think it's funny that Che and Jost haven't won one before.
Well,
So,
it's because that writing category, theirs has always been on the same in the same category as either The Daily Show or Last Week Tonight.
oh, that makes sense.
So it makes it, and Last Week Tonight hasn't lost that writing award since 2016.
Have we had any other winners?
No, we have not yet.
Okay.
So after our two game show awards, um, we have makeup for a variety nonfiction or reality program. Nominees there are The Boulette Brothers' Dragula, Dancing with the Stars for Halloween Nightmares, The Lion King at the Hollywood Bowl, A Nonsense Christmas with Sabrina Carpenter, RuPaul's Drag Race for the episode Bitch, I'm a Drag Queen, and SNL 50, the anniversary special.
And this is a makeup award?
This is makeup.
Hmm. Doesn't
Saturday,
exactly nothing
Saturday Night Live
completely
itself
jumps
has
out.
won. Yeah, Saturday Night Live, the regular series, has won here in 2024 and 2021. I think that was when it was probably combined as a series prize. We have a winner in how host for a game show. It is in fact Jimmy Kimmel.
Ah, which is always interesting to me because his very first Emmy was a daytime Emmy for Win Ben Stein's Money.
Yep, wins Ben Stein's Money. Yep.
A classic game show,
That was
as
a
far as
great
I'm
game
concerned.
show, especially when you especially when you throw in there that and then his first primetime one was as a producer for one of those live in front of a studio audience once, wasn't it?
Hmm. Yeah, I think it was the first one actually,
Yeah, I believe it was the first one.
which was ironically one of also what got Kerry Washington her Emmy,
Yep.
which I think was the second one, was the second year that they did that, was the Good Times
And the Jeffersons,
and
right?
the Jeffersons. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at this the RuPaul's Drag Race episode called "Bitch, I'm a Drag Queen" reminds me of when we had the pandemic Emmys in 2020, and we had those what was it, 5 nights of creative arts, and so the announcer read the nominees for every single one, and my favorite was that the episode that was most submitted by RuPaul's Drag Race was called "I'm That Bitch," and so you got to hear that announcer goes, "RuPaul's Drag Race, I'm that bitch."
Wasn't that the same year where they announced the wrong winner for guest actor in a drama, where it was
They put
like
the wrong Chiron up. They put the wrong
they put the
Chiron.
wrong Chiron up. It was Ron
Yes.
Cephas Jones, but they put up a different Chiron.
I can't remember if they put up the wrong winner or if they put up something from a different category. No, they put up something. They put up the wrong win. They put up the wrong winner because we were monitoring things from the side, and because we had the right winner, and they were putting the wrong winner up there.
Yeah, because the right winner was Ron Cephas Jones, if I remember correctly,
It was
and
either
the
that or Courtney B. Vance, or was that the following year for Lovecraft Country?
that was the following year.
That was the following year. Okay, then it was Ron Cephas Jones. Yeah,
Proof
and
that
no
we've been doing
surprise,
this too long.
no surprise, outstanding game show goes to Jeopardy. And I think we have to also just make a clarification that Emmys that are being won by the SNL 50th are not for Saturday Night Live. They do not go with Saturday Night Live's 100 plus total. These are that's a separate program.
Right.
Following makeup, we have hairstyling for a variety nonfiction or reality program. Nominees are American Idol for the finale, the Boulet Brothers Dragula for Welcome to Hell, Dancing with the Stars for Halloween Nightmare, Phantasmus for The Void, SNL 50 for the anniversary special, and The Voice for live semifinal performances.
So this is not, there's no RuPaul in this one?
Not for this one, no.
Hmm.
They got into makeup, but not for hairstyling.
There's some bitter queens about that one.
When aren't there bitter queens about anything?
Yeah. Hmm. I'm usually the bitter queen, but that's beside the point.
Hey, it's usually me, and I'm bitter about that. I mean, I think you got to go with SNL on this one. SNL 50.
Yeah, this seems like a name check. This seems like one of those down the ballot sort of winners.
Yeah, and it's weird. In 2023 and 2022, these categories, both for hairstyling and makeup, I think they were combined and they were juried. Or no, they weren't combined, but they were juried. And that's how the fabulous show We're Here got nominated for got some of its Emmy wins.
Oh yeah.
That was a
I
fun
forgot
show.
about that. I forgot about that show.
Following hairstyling, we have one of the juried awards will be presented, and that is for costumes for a variety nonfiction or reality program, and that is going to Beyonce Bowl.
In and included in those winners is Beyonce.
Oh, is she? I thought she was credited. I thought that was. Oh, okay, yeah, that is the one that she's winning for.
Yeah.
My guess is she's not there, even though she knows she's winning, which is really the baller move there.
Couldn't get her security detail together for that one.
She just can't have Jay Z do it. He's not doing anything else.
Eh.
Following that, we got picture editing for variety programming for segment. The nominees there are two from Daily Show. One is the Daily Showography of Kamala Harris, Just Normal. The other one is the Daily Showography of Stephen Miller, What He Does in the Shadows. Or as I like to call it, did it just get colder in here? Which I used to only say about Terry McAuliffe. Now
Speaking
there's
of
two people.
Satan,
Now there are two people I say that about. Um, and then two from Last Week Tonight with John Oliver. The first being Facebook content moderation segment, and the second one being That Stuff's America. And then for SNL 50, the anniversary special, the physical comedy segment.
it's going to go to SNL.
Yeah, I mean the fact also that it's that there are two nominees for two shows and the other for the other ones, I would say, it's probably putting together all those clips of physical comedy on the show. And I honestly wish we had seen a bit more of clip packages celebrating different sketches that we had seen, some of the best sketches, rather than just doing a lot of new sketches with old characters. But that's just me. I believe we are getting a winner very soon here. Oh, maybe not. Okay.
Pause for a commercial break. Oh, wait, there's no commercials.
The picture editing for variety segment last year was won by The Daily Show. And I know that I think Last Week Tonight has won this one before as well, but I don't think they were up against anything like SNL 50.
Yeah, I feel like when you have two from one show, two in another, you automatically give it to the one that has no other competition.
Following that, we have hold on, I think we are getting a winner in. Okay, maybe not. It says someone's typing. Oh, okay. Okay, we got both makeup and hairstyling for variety program. Both of them go to SNL 50, the anniversary special.
I love the comment from our friend Marcus James Dixon, who says none of the famous people are here.
Mikey Day is there because he's presenting tonight, which makes me wonder, why don't you think he's famous? He's been on the show for 8 goddamn years. And as far as we know, he hasn't been fired yet. So I guess he is coming back for the new season.
Well,
That
there's still
Emil
a couple
Wakim
weeks to
fighting was
go.
bullshit, though. I liked Emil Wakim. I thought he was really funny.
I'm still not over Heidi Gardner being.
I mean, I get that too, but also she's been on the show for what, like 8 years also. So I mean, like I understand, like her, was she fired or did she move on?
It depends on what source you read.
Hmm.
And I'm just going to leave it at that because I don't
Yeah.
want Lorne Michaels to come after me.
He would send minions. He would send minions
I
after
only
you.
I only have one of these, so
He has things that he has like them loaded in a thing that he could fire them at you.
right. He has an Emmy
Those
cannon.
wingtips are sharp and they stay sharp.
Yeah, they do.
Following picture editing for variety segment, we have picture editing for variety programming. Nominees are Ali Wong, Single Lady, Bill Burr, Drop Dead Years, Conan O'Brien, the Kennedy Center Mark Twain Prize for American Humor, Kunk on Life, and your friend Nate Bargatze.
Stand up, stand up, stand up, not stand up.
I think it's between the Kennedy Center honors and the Kennedy Center Mark Twain Prize for American Humor and Kunk on Life. And part of me thinks Kunk on Life is the one that's just like a regular, that's an actual like show that's not a live broadcast of something.
Right.
Yeah, this category had been dominated by a Black Lady sketch show, 2023 through 2021.
What
And
won last year?
last year was won by John Mulaney Presents Everybody's in LA.
A show that was surprisingly under nominated this year.
I felt like a lot of the magic kind of wore off on that show, though. And it's surprising to hear me say that because I'm normally like a John Mulaney stan. I'll worship anything that he does. Following that, we have picture editing for a nonfiction program. The nominees there are Chimp Crazy for the episode Gone Ape, Ladies and Gentlemen, 50 Years of SNL Music, Pee Wee as Himself, SNL 50 Beyond Saturday Night, Superman, the Christopher Reeve story, and Will and Harper.
Oh God, I would love that. I would love Will and Harper to get it.
I mean, I'm personally rooting for Pee Wee as himself. That is an
Uh,
incredible documentary.
the docs this year have been so great. I even think the Chimp Crazy doc was really, really good. It could have easily turned into a Tiger King ripoff, and it had its own crazy shit story to tell. But I would really like to see Will and Harper get that. It's where we start to get really nebulous with this whole overlap between Emmys and Oscars when it comes to documentary consideration.
Yeah, because did was Superman submitted? Was Super? It wasn't eligible for, or did it not make the short list
It didn't
at the
make the short
Oscars?
list, but it was eligible because it won like a bunch of things leading up to. Hold on. Um, yeah, it won the BAFTA and it won PGA.
Which makes me actually glad that it didn't get in because that cleared the path for No Other Land to win.
True.
And no surprise, picture editing for variety programming segment goes to SNL 50, the anniversary special for the segment Physical Comedy. Also, congratulations to people watching us for taking a stand against the VMAs because I refuse to acknowledge they exist if they're airing them on CBS because that was part of the magic of it is that it was on MTV, so it was on cable, but putting it on broadcast, like no, bad MTV, very bad.
As if MTV airs videos anymore.
I think you're the millionth person. You're officially the millionth person to make that complaint.
Yeah, well, they haven't fixed it
Congratulations, you
yet,
win a
have
lifetime.
they?
Congratulations, you win a lifetime supply of the way things used to be.
Back in my day.
Our next, well, after picture editing for nonfiction, we have picture editing for a structured reality or competition program. Nominees there are The Amazing Race, Queer Eye, RuPaul's Drag Race, The Traitors, and The Voice. The Voice won this last year. RuPaul's Drag Race won this in 2023 and 2020 and 2021. 2022 was the Lizzo year.
This could still be the Traitors, though, right?
It could be. It could be. I honestly don't know. I haven't watched any of these, so
Yeah. So I have a blind spot when it comes to reality television. Um, I have very little interest in it. Um, but good for the people that work really hard on it. Look at me being
generous.
diplomatic.
And the Emmy for picture editing for variety programming goes to Kunk on Life.
Oh, okay.
Netflix having a really good evening so far. Still blows my mind that they've only been able to win one series award outside of their movies. They've only won one. They've only won one comedy or drama series for that season of The Crown.
That's true, isn't it?
I think Prime Video's even won more than that because I know they won for Maisel. Have they won any other one? Has Prime Video won for any other ones?
No.
Okay. Picture editing for a nonfiction program goes to Pee Wee as himself.
Hmm. Yeah, when we think about the streamers, so Netflix has, in terms of winners, Netflix has The Crown, Prime has Maisel.
Hulu
Uh,
has The Handmaid's Tale. Did they have another one?
no, Apple has Ted Lasso. Max has Hacks. HBO Max, whatever it's called this
Well,
week.
do you count Shogun in the Hulu category because it's FX on Hulu? I think is credited, but it did also air on FX proper, right?
Yes, it did.
Because I think The Bear is also in that in that realm of FX on Hulu, but it also aired
Yeah.
on FX proper. So I never know which one to count it for on that.
But at least we have examples for Hulu that don't include cable. So we have The Handmaid's Tale.
Did you watch the last season of it?
No, I didn't.
I did. I really enjoyed it.
I I after season two, I was like, this is too torture porny for me.
So I had the exact same thought because I think I told you this, but during season two, it was the end of the third episode where she's on the plane and it's about to take off, and then they capture her, and I'm like, okay, this is way too repetitive. She almost gets out, she gets tortured. She almost gets out, she gets tortured, and I stopped, and I was like, I can't do this anymore. And then I was hearing, I think it was season four was the one where people were saying it really got really good again. And so I watched YouTube recaps of seasons two and three, and then jumped into season four, and I was all about it.
Mm,
And it got really good again. They kind of got into that repetitive because you were telling me that season one is just the book. And so it kind of makes sense that in season two, they would kind of have that rocky start of trying to do their own thing and not having the book to draw from. Even though they have Margaret Atwood as a consulting producer there. Um, but the show really does find its footing after that, and it's become one of my it became one of my favorite shows.
it also doesn't help that we become basically, almost The Handmaid's Tale in absentia.
We've been playing the home game.
That's the word I was thinking of.
Reminds me. Remember when Rob was telling us that I had suggested that the title of the show should be changed to Mike Pence presents the way things ought to be.
I know, and now that feels almost too harsh towards Mike Pence.
Kennedy Profile and Courage Award recipient Mike Pence. I'm like, if that's the standard we're going on, game over. And editing for a structured reality program goes to The Traitors.
Okay, that makes sense.
Following our following picture editing for we have picture editing for an unstructured reality program. Nominees there are Deadliest Catch for series body of work, Life Below Zero for The Last Snow, Love on the Spectrum for episode 7, RuPaul's Drag Race Untucked for Drag Baby Mamas, and Welcome to Wrexham for Down to the Wire. Welcome to Wrexham has won this the past 2 years. Love on the Spectrum won the year prior to that. And Life Below Zero is a previous winner of this as well.
Yeah, I see no reason to go against Welcome to Wrexham.
Yeah, it seems to be the one that they currently like. Following that, we have cinematography for a reality program. Nominees there are The Amazing Race,
Let me
Life Below
guess, Life
Zero,
Before Zero.
yep, Love on the Spectrum, Survivor, and The Traitors. Life Below Zero has only lost this twice since 2016. One of those being 2023, but that was to Welcome to Wrexham, which is noticeably not here for this. So my guess is it's most likely going to go to Life Below Zero.
Yeah, that's a
And I mean,
safe bet.
and considering what they have to do to get that footage, I mean, yes, give them. They at least deserve awards for that.
I don't want to go up there, do you?
No, I barely even want to watch it. Picture editing for an unstructured reality program, third year in a row goes to Welcome to Wrexham.
Okay.
I will be in England next year, and I'm hoping to go see a football match while I am there.
Oh, are you going?
To England next year, yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I was in England 2 years ago and went to a West Ham versus Liverpool game, which was a lot of fun. Was one of the best experiences I had while I was there. Me and my mom got into soccer because of Ted Lasso, and we both went to this game at West Ham, and we had a blast. They sing it's tradition before each half. The whole audience sings "I'm Forever Blowing Bubbles." And they have like bubbles going everywhere and fire with the bubbles. It's insane. It's magical.
As one
It's
does.
it's really magical. Though the best thing about that was we had these two old British guys behind us, behind the seats we were sitting in, and they were providing the best commentary of the game. They're going, "Oh, look at this fucker! This cunt doesn't even know what the fuck he's doing. He doesn't even pass the ball to anybody." By the time it got to halftime, one of them said, "We should probably stop with our language." I literally turned around to them and I said, "Please don't. Please don't. This is the most amazing thing you have made this the most amazing experience of my life." Although I did find out when I'm going to be in England, they're going to be on the Premier League's going to be on a break, so we might have like a World Cup friendly or something like that going on. So we'll have to wait. And so I'm waiting to see what
only
games open up.
only British people would be like, "Am I swearing too much? I'm so sorry."
Normally, I would be like, I would think guys at a football match would go, "Are we swearing enough, or are we not? Are we not swearing? Are we swearing too much, or are we not swearing enough?"
Right.
And considering they were playing Liverpool, I don't think they were swearing enough. Following cinematography for a reality program, which we're waiting to see if it continues to be the Life Below Zero award, we have cinematography for a nonfiction program. Nominees there are Chef's Table for the Jamie Oliver episode, 100-Foot Wave for Chapter 3, Ren Fair for Daddy's Dying, Who's Got the Will, Tucci in Italy for Tuscany, and Will and Harper.
I feel like 100-foot wave would do really well there.
It has won this category twice before in 2023 and 2022. Last year, it went to the documentary winner Girls State.
Mm.
I will be right back. I am just going to go grab something very quickly.
And everybody can watch me eat my pot roast.
Meow. It's not your treat time yet. It's not your treat time. Here, eat the Emmy. Let's see. Do we have any questions that we need to answer here? David, I'm with you. I don't watch the VMAs anymore. Feels like they've lost their style. David was also wondering, is that Tony's mom in the background that we heard earlier?
Yes.
Oh, we forgot. Prime Video has one more than one. We forgot Fleabag.
Yes.
We
We
forgot
did forget
Fleabag.
that. How
You're
can
right.
we
So they
forget
won it two
Fleabag?
years in a row.
Wasn't that the last time you and I watched the Emmys together? Was at
That
Zach's
was
house?
that was. And then during the post show, you were on with them, and I walked in the back because we were watching it at Zach's place, and I
Yes.
walked in the background and just froze. I watched that again recently, and I was like, God damn, I was heavy back then. Oh God, I'm getting destroyed in my fantasy league right now. God damn it.
Me too.
Are you seriously in a fantasy football league?
Yes.
Holy shit. Good for you, man.
Did you not know this?
I did not know this. No.
No, I joined 2 years ago for the very first time. I got pressured into it.
They needed someone to fill a spot, right?
They needed someone to, yes.
Yes.
Um,
Yeah.
and the ironic thing was, a person like me who knows nothing about football, like literally nothing.
Mhm.
Don't ask me what the difference between a tight end and a running back is. I still don't know. But the first year I ever did it, I came in second and I won $100.
Nice.
But this year, probably not going to happen, at least based on week one, because holy crap.
Yeah. I use the league I'm in is on ESPN, and we have and after the draft is done, they do projections like based on who you're drafted, like who will finish first, and I got last place in my so I'm just aiming to get ninth or above.
My goal for every year of fantasy football is not to come in last. And the first year where I came in second, I go through Yahoo and I got a D minus on my draft and I came in second. I got a B plus on this year's draft and it's looking more like an F. But who would know that the quarterback for the Colts would, you know, destroy the Dolphins quarterback?
Tua.
Tua Tagovailoa, however the hell you say his name.
Well, I mean, the fact that he made it through a game without a concussion is something.
There's that.
Yeah, I won a fantasy league a couple of years ago, and my response when because it was a game where it looked like in the fourth quarter of the last game that I was going to lose, and then I had my running back was playing that game, and then he scored like two touchdowns, and rushed for a whole bunch of yards and in that last quarter, and I ended up winning the championship game. And the only thing I could say was I just emailed the whole league, and it was one line, it was one sentence, and it was, "I'm as surprised as you are."
That's funny. When I came in second, the line that got texted out to the group chat was, he doesn't even know which position is which.
He doesn't even go here.
Not wrong. I still don't know what position is which.
Cinematography for a reality program goes to The Traders. So
Hmm.
that's 2 for the traders, cinematography and editing. And cinematography for a nonfiction program goes to the 100-foot wave, or 100-foot wave, not the 100-foot wave.
That means Below Zero didn't win it.
Yep. Calling it the 100-foot wave reminds me of how David Letterman on his show, whenever he would say something, he would call a show the something show. Like I remember whenever he would have people from Will and Grace on, he would call it the Will and Grace show.
Yes.
Reminds me, I was listening to a song on YouTube, and it's the song from the dance scene in Black Klansman.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
which and I was looking through the comments, and all the comments were saying, "Oh, I remember this from Black Klansman. Oh, this is so good in Black Klansman." And there's this one person there who commented, "Am I the only person who did not who knew of this from something other than the Black Klansman?" Next, we have outstanding documentary or nonfiction series. Nominees there are Chef's Table, 100-Foot Wave, Simone Biles Rising, SNL 50 Beyond Saturday Night, and Social Studies.
Mm.
Do
I
you have any
love
thoughts?
Chef's Table. I love Chef's Table so much. That show is just increasingly inventive. Like you think, okay, how many different ways can they talk about different famous chefs? And that show is just so endlessly entertaining. I also think 100-Foot Wave never gets old.
I am predicting Simone Biles Rising for this one, actually.
Not a bad choice. I don't think there's a bad contender in this category, quite frankly.
Did you
I
like the SNL 50 Beyond Saturday Night documentary?
I thought it was fine. I mean, after a while,
Don't they basically like have a whole? Don't they have a
it
whole episode
becomes
that's just about the cowbell?
yeah, well, it becomes saturation at a certain point where it's like, how much SNL do we need just because it's the 50th anniversary?
Yeah, they did a lot of that because it was all coming at you at once, and that within the realm of like 2 weeks, you had the homecoming concert, you had the actual anniversary special, you had the documentary on Peacock. Documentary or nonfiction series does go, in fact, to 100-Foot Wave.
I feel like that show actually hit a new level of exposure this year because there were people that had never heard of it before that came to know it this year, and I heard about it more and more this year than I ever had. As a high school teacher, if I hear my students talking about it, I was like, oh, okay, you know about this. All right, cool.
Then we have now we are waiting on outstanding documentary or nonfiction special. Nominees there are Deaf President Now, Martha, Pee Wee as himself, Sly Lives, aka The Burden of Black Genius, and Will and Harper.
That is a great category.
That is a great lineup.
I mean, I would love Will and Harper to win. I would love the Pee Wee documentary to win.
I've heard the
The
Sly
Sly Stone,
documentaries.
the Sly Stone documentary is so great, is
Questlove is
unexpectedly
proving
great.
himself to be a great storyteller.
Um, what were the first two again?
Deaf President Now and Martha.
Yeah, the Martha one's good too. I would not want to sit opposite
Interestingly,
her.
if Pee Wee as himself wins, Paul Rubens would win a posthumous Emmy. He is credited as an executive producer.
And that would be his first, I think.
I think he's won, yeah, because I think all of his other ones were for daytime. He won
Yeah.
one or two as a daytime one. And sure enough, Pee Wee as himself wins documentary or nonfiction special. This also gives Emmy awards to Benny and Josh Safdie.
Oh,
They were executive producers on that.
Chris is here.
And
Yay.
Chris, it is nice to see you. How are you since I saw you 22 hours ago?
22, 23. I won the lottery. So
But you're still in Jersey. What's wrong with you?
I'm in the safe part of Jersey. I'm not in like Newark or anything.
You're in the safe part
Yes.
of Jersey,
Everybody who's
Also
everybody
known as
who is offended.
Philadelphia.
Everybody who's offended by the bad mouthing of Jersey, please direct your emails to Charlie Bright.
For those wondering, my name is Seth Meyers. So we've had some interesting winners. The Traders has won a couple. SNL 50th has won a couple of random ones here and there. Hasn't really dominated though. Is there anything?
Maybe it's a protest against the firing of the cast members of the
Bring
latest.
back Emil Joaquim. Then we come to Outstanding Narrator. Our nominees there are Sir David Attenborough for Planet Earth Asia, The Frozen North, Idris Elba for Erased, World War II's Heroes of Color for the episode D-Day, Tom Hanks for the Americas for the episode Andes, Barack Obama for Our Oceans for the episode Indian Ocean, and Phoebe Waller-Bridge for Octopus Part 1. Any thoughts on that?
I told you yesterday I went with Barack Obama.
Yes, I was with you on that. I'm going with him too over Sir David Attenborough.
Because David Attenborough hasn't won in a while. Like there was a year that he like was nominated twice, so he like vote split himself. But then last year he should have won last year, and they gave it to Angela Bassett. So I don't know. Maybe his time is has gone. His streak, just like Maya Rudolph, his streak maybe over.
I think it would be interesting if Phoebe Waller-Bridge were to win, because that way you could put Barack Obama and Julie Louis-Dreyfus in the same category as people who have lost to Phoebe Waller-Bridge. And we have winner. It is in fact Barack Obama for Our Oceans.
Trump is going to be really mad about that.
You got to
There's
figure
about
some
to
of
be
those people that were voting on reality program in 04 and 05 were going, if we had done this, could we have prevented this?
Well, I'm sure there's going to be an executive order tomorrow saying that Trump's going to take over the television academy.
He's trying to do it with the 9/11 museum, so
Well, The Amazing Race is still on CBS.
he would be cheating with that jet from Qatar. So after the Outstanding Narrator Award, the ceremony is breaking for tonight's In Memoriam Reel. And then after that, we come back with Outstanding Host for a Reality or Reality Competition Program. By the way, total so far for tonight, we can say SNL 50, the anniversary special, has won 5 so far tonight. So that's not bad, including writing for a variety special. Nominees for host for a reality or reality competition program are RuPaul Charles for RuPaul's Drag Race, the gang from Shark Tank, credited as Mark Cuban, Lori Greiner, Kevin O'Leary, Barbara Corcoran, Robert Herjavec, Damon John, and Daniel Lubetsky. Alan Cumming for The Traitors, Kristen Kish for Top Chef, and Jeff Probst for Survivor.
Yeah, it's going to be Alan Cumming.
Yeah, since 2016, there have only been 2 winners in this category. RuPaul from 2016 to 2023, and then Alan Cumming for The Traitors last year.
Yeah, I can't watch reality television. I only ever watch Survivor, and this latest season, the one that's up for competition program, is bad. I was really surprised that a lot of people were predicting it during nominations. over The Voice, and I was like, what happened to The Voice? Did like some controversy happen that I wasn't aware of, that no one's predicting it? Everyone's predicting it to get snubbed or something.
Well, no, I think The Voice has been actually more. The problem with The Voice is that it's become so much about the hosts and not about the talent. Um, it's about the interplay between, oh, look how much that Niall and Reba and Snoop make each other laugh. It's become about that and not about the actual
Niall
content
as in
of the
Nile
show.
Rodgers?
Niall as in Niall Horan from One Direction.
Oh, okay. Shows you what I know. But I think of Nile. I think of Nile Rodgers from Chic.
Chris, what did you think of the I'm curious as to what you thought of the winners last night.
You should have watched the last 2 minutes of yesterday's live. Nothing really surprised. There were a few surprises, like Maya Rudolph losing. Yeah, sure, that was shocking. But in terms of like all the narratives, all the three genres, like nothing. Merritt Weaver was a surprise, but nothing swayed me to like go with my any of my change any of my predictions, because I'm still predicting it to be very safe. Like I told Charlie yesterday, I personally will be very shocked if more than two shows win their respective genres, with the exception of Carrie Coon and maybe Harrison Ford.
Hmm. So does that mean, are you predicting the Pit to win
No,
series?
I had the Pit. I knew the Pit would win casting, because that was just an ensemble. It's the same reason why it's going to win ensemble in at the SAG Awards, because it's just like such a such an ensemble show, and like a aside from Noah Wiley, like a large group of like mostly unknown actors. But I think Severance won enough from each enough branches, and what the ones that I am predicting it to win next week, I think should be enough to cinch drama series. But I did switch to the studio, which was reaffirmed when it won casting, because there's no way. I highly doubt in this new popular voting era that Lightning will strike twice for Hacks 2 years in a row without a casting win either of those years.
Okay, so that's not unshocking considering that I'm not predicting Severance. I'm predicting the Pit to win series.
I switched to Severance.
I am really considering Catherine Lanassa to win supporting actress, because White Lotus, that just gives me Ted Lasso season 3 vibes, where it gets a bunch of nominations and like it blanks at the main ceremony. I am considering switching to Catherine Lanassa, because I think if the Pit does win, it would be weird if she doesn't. Not as weird as the Bear, not as weird as Hacks winning last year and Hannah Einbinder not losing, but they don't have to deal with the Bear season 4 or 3. So
Host for a reality competition program goes to Alan Cumming for The Traitors. No surprise there.
He wasn't there last year.
No, he was there, wasn't he?
No, he wasn't.
Oh.
Let's see. Now we're waiting.
He was at the main ceremony. He was at the main ceremony
he
when it won.
accepted for reality program last year.
Right.
Then now we're waiting on outstanding hosted nonfiction series or special. Nominees there are Conan O'Brien Must Go, The Daily Show presents Jordan Klepper Fingers the Pulse, MAGA The Next Generation, Finding Your Roots with Henry Louis Gates Jr., My Next Guest Needs No Introduction with David Letterman, and Tucci in Italy.
I love Tucci in Italy. I love that show so much.
The Searching for Italy show won 3 times from 2021 to 2023. Last year, this was won by My Next Guest with David Letterman. And that was the one with John Mulaney that he did.
I want Conan to win.
What's that?
I want Conan to win.
I know he's first place in our odds right now. I would actually love it if Finding Your Roots with Henry Louis Gates Jr. Were to win, because that's been a I think consistently fascinating program.
That is a great show.
And it's kind of messed up that he's never won anything. I guess being tenured at Harvard is, good enough for him.
Is
So it
that
wasn't
good
good
enough
enough
for
to keep him
anybody
from getting
anymore?
arrested at his own house. And Outstanding Hosted Nonfiction Series or Special does, in fact, go to Conan O'Brien Must Go.
Ah,
Great show.
I was thinking that Jordan Klepper Fingers the Pulse might have a shot there, since it won the writing award.
so how many Emmys does Conan have now?
Well, I think he won like two for Saturday. He won two I think two as a writer for Saturday Night Live. I don't know if he ever won.
He won once
He
for
won
Late Night.
writing for Late Night, like randomly.
It was the random 2007 win, which I think he won because of that was back when they did the great clip packages for the writers, where they would list the names of the writers and have funny ways of pointing out the writers. And the year that he won, as they're reading the name of each writer, you see a day laborer get on the back of a truck. And then when they're done reading all the other writers, it pans to the front, you see Conan O'Brien driving the truck, and Conan O'Brien, he gives a thumbs up and drives away with all these day laborers.
He always has the funniest segments for those. Like
the Indian call center one was a great one that he did too.
Angelina Jolie,
yes, Angelina Jolie
rejecting everybody, his writers' Facebook friend requests, stuff like that. Like Jon Stewart, even Daily Show, I think he had like the least funny ones out of.
He had some great ones though. He had some great ones. Him and Colbert had some great. My favorite was like Colbert, where they had all the writers smacking him, including Stephen Colbert smacking himself. Or the year that Colbert won, they had everyone's like they're in a Christmas special, they're drinking hot cocoa, and then when they get to Stephen Colbert, he has a shotgun in his underwear and just starts shooting randomly, and everyone runs out.
I feel like if they did that bit now with the writing award, it would have to be like, a bunch of undocumented people getting thrown into an ice vehicle or something like that.
That might be too depressing. I like you used to have David Letterman.
But not untrue.
You'd have David Letterman using the clips from like regional trash TV shows of people beating the shit out of each other on television. Or the David Letterman that was great, even though I don't like the person, was as they read the name of each writer, they had Dr. Phil giving them an impromptu diagnosis. It's like Frank Sebastiano, depressed, and it's like this person, is like, what is it, codependent?
Yeah, Dr. Phil, fake shrink.
Next, we have directing for a reality program. Nominees there are The Amazing Race for It Smells Like the Desert, Love on the Spectrum for episode 7, RuPaul's Drag Race for Squirrel Games, Top Chef for Foraged in Fire, and The Traitors for Let Battle Commence.
Traitors.
Oh, God, I would love for Love on the Spectrum to win this one.
It did win last year. RuPaul's Drag Race is the only other previous winner here, at least in the last several years. It won in 2021. Following that, we have directing for a documentary nonfiction program. The nominees there are Niall DeMarco and Davis Guggenheim for Deaf President Now, Questlove and Oz Rodriguez for Ladies and Gentlemen, 50 Years of SNL Music, Matt Wolfe for Pee-wee as himself, Ian Bonhotti and Peter Atedwi, I hope I'm pronouncing those right, for Superman, the Christopher Reeve story, and Josh Greenbaum for Will and Harper.
What a great category.
By the way, directing for a reality program does in fact go to The Traitors.
Yeah, I don't get that show. I mean, they always have really crappy endings to every season.
Never watched a second of it.
I've enjoyed it when I watched it.
I can't even recognize like most of that cast from most of their celebrity cast from all those reality shows.
I think it's something that one of the only people I actually recognized was when they had the former Speaker of the House of Commons, John Bercow, as a cast member one year.
Is that the guy that was like, order?
Ja, order!
I show him to my students sometimes when I
He
want.
was great. He was great.
I have a little clip of him that when I want to get my class's attention, I just put that up on the screen.
Order, order. I think it's probably going to be the Pee Wee documentary, considering it won the program and the editing award.
Deservedly so. I would love. I mean, I hate the fact that the Superman Christopher Reeve documentary is not getting enough love, but I'm not mad at Pee Wee getting it either because that especially the second episode of that series is just devastating.
After that, we have Outstanding Commercial, which is interesting. I actually watched all those nominees today. The nominees there are from State Farm, Batman versus Bateman, from the Walt Disney Company, The Boy and the Octopus. For Uber One for students, Brian Cox Goes to College. From Apple Privacy, Flock. From Apple AirPods Pro, Heartstrings. And from Nike, So Win.
Doesn't Apple win this category?
They've won the past 2 years. They won for Fuzzy Feelings and The Greatest. There's no obvious like public service announcement like Sandy Hook Promise or the One campaign or something like that. I will say, if you're going by heartstrings, it would either be The Boy and the Octopus from Walt Disney, which is a very touching one, and also Heartstrings, which is you see a deaf father watching his daughter get a guitar for Christmas, and he puts the AirPods in so he can hear. And it goes from just hearing the audio is muffled, to when he puts it, he can hear it crystal clear. I would love it if Brian Cox Goes to College wins, because that one is hilarious.
I'm also a big fan of anything that involves the Batman and Bateman one because that just makes me so happy. I mean, Jason Bateman as a deadpan Batman is hilarious, especially if any of you listen to Smartless. If you know anything about the friendship between Will Arnett and Jason Bateman, it just it's gold.
That award is actually being presented by Doug from Limu Emu and Doug, and Jake, and the current Jake from State Farm.
I think that's great.
I think that's nice that they got actual commercial stars to do it.
Well, and it's hilarious if you think about the fact that the other Liberty Mutual commercial, Liberty Bibberty, that guy is
the
on
actor, yeah.
Yeah, he's on the Bold and Beautiful, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Is he good on it?
Sure.
That show got blanked at the daytime Emmy nominations.
Completely blanked.
Outstanding Commercial goes to Brian Cox Goes to College.
Oh, nice. Does Brian Cox get an Emmy for it?
Unfortunately not, but maybe one of the people from Special Us ad agency can give theirs to him.
He already has one, so.
Not for playing Logan Roy.
True, but he already has an Emmy, so we're okay with that.
I choose to believe it's what he should have won. It's a makeup for not giving him an Oscar nomination for LIE. So fucking good in that movie. Disturbing, but incredible in that movie. Following that, we have lighting design, lighting direction for a series. Nominees there are American Idol for Songs of Faith, Dancing with the Stars for the semifinals, RuPaul's Drag Race for The Wicked Wiz of Oz, the Rusical. They're getting really ridiculous with those names. Saturday Night Live for host Lady Gaga, and The Voice for live finale part 1. Saturday Night Live did win this last year and in 2021. Dancing with the Stars won in 2023, and The Voice won in 2022. So
my number one was going to be SNL, followed by Dancing with the Stars.
any thoughts on that, Chris?
Got nothing.
And then we have lighting design, lighting direction for a special. Nominees there are the 67th Annual Grammy Awards, 2024 Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction ceremony, SNL 50 The Anniversary Special, and SNL 50 The Homecoming Concert.
Which one won more, the concert or so far, the concert or the special?
The concert hasn't won anything so far.
Yeah. People think it's going to win directing, which because it's Beth McCarthy Miller.
That's not unsound logic.
Yeah.
Lighting design for a series does in fact go to Saturday Night Live, the regular show.
And I'll be right back.
Yeah, I feel like that category will be the last thing. Will be that show's saving grace when when it gets like lower in quality over the next maybe 10, 20 years.
With the lighting design for a special, this usually has benefited concerts. Billy Joel's won last year. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame won in 2023. Adele won 2022. David Byrne's American Utopia won in 2021. So I would say probably the Homecoming Concert might be the one to go with, but who knows? I mean, I honestly think any one of these is a logical winner here.
Did Beyonce win like something already?
She won the jury award for the costumes for Beyonce Bowl. So she was already an announced winner already. While we're waiting for lighting design for special, we move on to technical direction and camera work for a special. Nominees there are Bono's Stories of Surrender, An Evening with Dua Lipa, Just an Evening, An Evening with Elton John and Brandi Carlile, The Lion King at the Hollywood Bowl, 2024 Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction ceremony, and SNL 50 The Anniversary Special.
SNL.
You'd think that, but interestingly, lighting design, lighting direction for a special just went to the 67th Annual Grammy Awards.
Oh, well, that makes sense.
Because where would the Grammys be without lights?
It would be the Tonys.
Oh, the theater gays are going to come for you on that one. But I'm inclined to say you're probably right about SNL the 50th anniversary special.
I should have said that. If they didn't have lights, they would be SNL.
And technical direction, camera work for us. Following that is technical direction and camera work for a series. By the way, did you hear, Tony? The 67th Grammys won lighting design.
All I heard was something about theater gays.
Oh, I said, what would the Grammys be without lights? And Chris said the Tony Awards.
How dare you?
I told you the gays were coming after you, man.
Yeah. Get out.
While we're waiting for special, we have technical direction and camera work for a series. Nominees there are After Midnight for Jonah Ray, Kumail Nanjiani, and Emily Gordon. The Daily Show for Jon Stewart at the Chicago DNC. Everybody's Live with John Mulaney for How Tall Are You? Saturday Night Live for host Jack Black. And The Voice for live finale part 1.
Technical direction.
Saturday Night Live
I
did win this last year, but the year before that was Dancing with the Stars, and the 4 years before that was Last Week Tonight with John Oliver.
I could see The Daily Show winning that, especially at the DNC.
Yeah, that's true.
I would love it if After Midnight won, just to give it a nice, just to give it something as a goodbye hug, because I really did like that show. Let's see. After that, we have Structured Reality Program. Nominees there are Antiques Roadshow, Diners, Drive-ins, and Dives, Love Is Blind, Queer Eye, and Shark Tank.
Shark Tank.
Shark Tank did win this last year. The 6 years before that was all won by Queer Eye.
God, it's a vote between crap and crappier.
I would love it if Antiques Roadshow out of nowhere just finally won. It's been nominated for so many years and has never, ever won.
I'd like to say the same thing about Diners, Drive-ins, and Dives, except that means Guy Fieri would win, and who wants that?
He does have an Emmy already. He does have an Emmy for something. I can't remember what it was, but I know he does have an Emmy.
Does he really?
Yes, he does. I can't remember if it's a primetime or a daytime one. But as Whoopi Goldberg reminded us, daytime still counts.
Yeah, no, they totally count. I just remember that Guy Fieri's restaurant in New York was the subject of my absolute favorite restaurant review in history, which was the New York Times review of his restaurant in New York City, which was basically just it was 1,000 words of questions. Every sentence in the review was a question. Did you know that the French fries were lifeless and flimsy? Did you know that the donkey sauce, what's in the donkey sauce? Is it actual donkey? It's a thing of beauty. If you have never read the New York Times review of Guy Fieri's New York restaurant, it is chef's kiss, unlike the restaurant itself, which no longer exists.
Have you ever seen this one guy do a stand-up routine about how everybody likes to make fun of Guy Fieri, but he's probably actually the best, most stand-up guy of all the celebrity chefs out there?
No,
I like making fun of him because his hair just makes him look like a walking midlife crisis.
I just want to shoot him with a tranquilizer dart, but that's me.
That would probably just bring him down a couple levels rather than knock him out. Because I don't think there's enough tranquilizer to neutralize the mango chutney salsa that he has going through his veins.
Actually, Guy Fieri has 0 Emmys.
That can't be right. I could have
I looked
swore.
I looked it up on IMDb. He has 0 daytime and 0 primetime.
Check his Wikipedia.
Oh, nope, I'm wrong. I didn't hit the more tab.
There you go.
He has an Emmy.
Yeah, he has a 2013 daytime Emmy for outstanding. Is this not just the name of the category? Outstanding special class special.
Before they gave the cooking people their own category.
Yes.
Or what do they call it? Culinary experience or something?
Yeah, that's the same. I think that's the same category that Robert Downey Jr. won his Emmy like last year for. At least daytime Emmys are still done by a jury.
They're still done by panels that actually look at the tapes. They still matter.
Following structured reality program, we're still waiting on both the technical direction categories. Following structured reality program, we have unstructured reality program. Nominees there are America's Sweethearts, Dallas Cowboys Cheerleaders, Love on the Spectrum, RuPaul's Drag Race Untucked, The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, and welcome to Wrexham. Well, you can't really call it a Secret Lives if you're putting it on television now, can you?
Not a secret anymore.
Interestingly enough, I will tell you, did you know one of the most interesting places I've ever seen a gender neutral bathroom?
A Mormon tabernacle?
Mormon Temple in DC. The Mormon Temple in DC has gender neutral bathrooms.
Ay. No, it's interesting. I would love for Love on the Spectrum to win that one. But I think it'll probably be Welcome to Wrexham.
They are the two. Yeah,
It's
Welcome to
going to be
Wrexham
one of those two.
has
It's
won
going to
the
be one of
past
those
2 years. Love on the Spectrum won in 2022. RuPaul's Drag Race Untucked won in 2021. You're starving, aren't you? Everyone is here as a witness to me starving my cat, as you can hear from her back there. Are you able to
I
hear her
can't hear.
meowing?
No, can't hear her.
Oh, they can't hear you.
See, Chris, you need to get yourself one of these. So you need to join the club.
Yeah, too bad I don't live near a pawn shop.
Hey,
Expendable income, baby. Mwah.
yeah, they will deliver directly to your house.
You should just go to the governor's ball for the creative arts next year and just cold cock someone and take theirs.
I could just go
Like,
backstage.
honestly, do you think that the camera people from Life Below Zero need another one? Honestly, just take one of theirs.
I mean, did the producers of Last Week Tonight need another one?
I will say that for the producers. The writers, I will always go to bat for because I think the job they do is actually incredible on that show.
Yeah, the joke they made last year about the bear saying that they're the saddest comedy to win since the bear, that was perfect. Got a lot of oohs in the room.
Let's see. Do we have any questions coming on? David LeMan was wondering, since you were talking about Will Arnett, he's wondering, are you excited for Will Arnett in Is This Thing On, the new Bradley Cooper movie that's coming out?
Oh my God, I'm so excited. Um, I've been listening to it just, if you're a regular listener to the Smartless podcast that's hosted by Arnett and Jason Bateman and Sean Hayes, you've heard about the development of this film, and I'm very, very excited for it. And I've always thought that Will Arnett hasn't gotten the vehicle that he needed. So I'm very excited for this film.
He's someone who, when he finally wins an Emmy, he needs a standing ovation.
Yeah, yeah. And I think people don't also realize that, half of the ads on television are voiced by Will Arnett. Like if you see any GMC car commercial, Will Arnett.
Oh,
Reese's
he's the
Peanut Butter
voice for
Cups.
GMC?
Yes.
I didn't realize that. Okay.
Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, Will Arnett.
I've known he's been the voice of Reese's for like a decade now.
He's incredibly deserving. I'm very excited about it.
I always confuse his voice with what's the All-State Mayhem guy?
Dean Winters. He's great at playing scummy roles. He's so great at playing those. Going back to when he was playing Dennis Leary's police detective brother on Rescue Me.
Oh God, that show's so great.
That show was so good. That may have been like the most devastated I've ever been at an Emmys, was when he lost lead actor in a drama series to Kiefer Sutherland. Because the problem with that was that Kiefer has submitted great episodes in the past, but he submitted the premiere episode for season 5 of 24, and he doesn't do much in that episode. And it really was just because Dennis Leary submitted the season 2 finale of Rescue Me, where he's dealing with his son getting run over by a drunk driver. and it's devastating. It's absolutely devastating. He's so good in it.
Well, and I always, that particular year, see,
I
now we're
love
really
that.
getting into
Love that.
the now we're really getting into the weeds here. That was a year where they changed kind of the voting system,
They
and
changed it. Yeah, they had the whole change because remember both James Spader, Hugh Laurie, and James Gandolfini all got snubbed in lead actor
Patrick
for drama.
Dempsey too.
yeah,
Yep.
and Hugh Laurie constantly, in my opinion, as somebody who was a huge fan of House, submitted the wrong episodes. Um, but this
He
that was the
even when
sec.
he had some bad years though, and just in terms of the competition, like any other year, an episode like House's Head would have been a winning episode for him, but
Oh, the,
unfortunately, he was up against Bryan Cranston for the pilot of Breaking Bad, and episodes mattered.
also for that two-parter when he also lost to Bryan Cranston, the two-parter season premiere of when he houses in the that was a good submission.
Yes,
Yeah, but
yes.
that wasn't his best. That wasn't his best submission that year. His best submission that year was actually the season finale of that same year, where he like has to cut off a woman's leg in a parking garage, and it's basically an entire episode about uh, coming to terms with uh, his own failings, and where I thought he was better in that episode. But the year of uh, Kiefer Sutherland winning, that was the No Reason episode of House, where if if he had been nominated, I think he would have won, just based on the episode where his character gets shot. Um, that yeah, it was he
That
never
was a
the
wacky year
fact that
because in
Hugh
addition
Laurie doesn't have an Emmy is beyond me.
especially after that guest stint on Veep. He was so fun. He was, I mean, talk about being deserving for those seasons he was on Veep. He was excellent in those episodes.
I really wanted him to win for the night manager.
Me too.
That was when I was really putting the stock on the vote splitting of People versus OJ.
He's so horrible in that show.
Coming back with the second season.
I
I don't
need to
know.
watch. I need to watch that. I never watched it when it was on.
Oh, you never saw the Night Manager?
No,
Elizabeth
Oh,
Debicki,
see,
there, I love her in that season.
that was honestly one of like because I had been a Broadchurch fan, and so then I
I
saw
was
Olivia
too.
Colman in the Night Manager, and I was like, holy crap, this woman can do anything. Um,
Made me watch
which
People.
Yeah, well, it also reminds me of one of my favorite Olivia Colman stories where she was talking about how she was asked what's the worst piece of direction that she's ever gotten, and it was from Susanna Bier on The Night Manager, where her character and Olivia Colman in real life was massively pregnant during that, and Susanna Bier said to Olivia Colman, "Can you walk less pregnant?" And Olivia Colman said, I have a baby in my pelvis. No, I can't.
Emmy winner Susanna Bier.
Yes. Who I interviewed and who is delightful as a human being, I must say.
Yeah, she wasn't. She won the Golden Globe for that, didn't she?
They all
Olivia Colman. She won the Golden Globe for that.
Yes.
they all
That
Yes.
was her first Golden Globe. Yeah, before she wasn't even there that night.
I think it was because she had a newborn.
It might have been. And Hugh Laurie did win the Golden Globe, and he had the great line about, "I want to thank the Hollywood Foreign Press at the last Golden Globes ever."
Yep.
which Seth Meyers stole the next year about like Hollywood HF the acronym of Hollywood Foreign Press. Those are Trump's least favorite words or something.
Hollywood Foreign and Press.
Yeah.
Reason that we are in a bit of a lull right now is that the governor's award is being given out, and it is being awarded to the Corporation for Public Broadcasting. So
Woot.
apparently, in the middle of this, they are doing a pledge drive. Apparently, which I was used to only seeing when there would be "Are You Being Served" marathons back in the late '90s.
A woefully underrated show, I must
God, that
say.
was a great show. That was my first Britcom.
Oh, it was?
Yes, my grandmother watched it. I would watch it when I came from home from school every day.
Mine was uh mine was A Fine Romance with Judi Dench.
Oh, okay. I've never seen that one. I've seen As Time Goes By with her.
Oh, yeah. I love that one too.
The other great one was about the old people in the retirement home waiting for God.
Yes.
That was a great one. That was my mom's favorite. And then of course you also had Keeping Up Appearances,
Hmm.
which was just delightful.
The password is we are old.
And then there was Chef. Chef was a great one too.
Chef was a good one. Chef was a really good one. Um, I'm a I recently discovered All Creatures Great and Small on Masterpiece, which is basically I didn't even know this. It's based on a long running series of books that are very, very popular in Britain. Um, and there's actually been a previous series version of it, and then there's been a new series version of it since 2021, and it's just so delightful. It's so cozy and so wonderful. Um, and their Christmas episodes, as somebody who is obsessed with Christmas, their Christmas episodes are just perfection on every level. So much period British Christmas.
Which is what your TV movie would be called.
Yes,
So much period Christmas.
yes, yeah. I mean, let's face facts. I literally have a countdown on my phone for when Hallmark is announcing their slate of Christmas movies for 2025. So,
Well, Lord knows that's the only way Jonathan Bennett's getting a paycheck these days. Although the what's that one he was in the Groomsman trilogy, was it?
yes,
One of the guys was actually one of the other main groomsmen was in Letterkenny. He was
Tyler
he was
Hynes, Long
yeah,
Dick Dirks.
he was Dirks
Yeah, Tyler Hynes.
who betrays Catty Cat, Kitty Cat.
Yeah,
And
big Tyler Hynes fan.
everyone beats the shit out of him in the end of that episode, the end of that season.
I don't want anybody to beat up Tyler Hynes. I love him.
He plays such a good douche though. It was like I
He
was
is a
just
great douche.
he really made me cheer on to all those people as they were about to go beat the shit out of him.
There's always been a part of me that, what's interesting is that, speaking of awards, um, people like to shit on the Hallmark Christmas movies and stuff like that, but they're such a brand, and actually, like, a couple of the Hallmark Christmas movies got nominated for the Canadian version of the Emmys this year, the Canadian Screen Awards. Um, I think it got nominated for acting and best TV movie and best writing, and I'm like, yeah, as well it should. Can't
I'm
be.
sure also
I mean,
the shooting of those actually makes a huge part of the Canadian economy.
it's most of the. Having spent a lot of time in Canada recently, I was like, oh wow, this really is a thing.
Technical direction, and we are back. The awards are being brought back now, thanks to the support of viewers like you. Technical direction for and camera work for a special goes to get it.
Got it.
For a special goes to SNL 50, the anniversary special. That is the sixth for that one right now for that.
And yet none for the concert. I guess having John Hamm dance for Cher was not the Emmy magnet we all thought it would be.
No, maybe it's the Fallon curse. He hosted it, didn't he?
Maybe I tend to
I don't know.
block. I
I
tend to
didn't watch
block
it.
anything involving Fallon out.
So
I
let's
saw
see.
a preview for a new reality show he's hosting, and so I was like, great, not watching that.
Yeah, he co-hosting with Greg Gutfield.
Oh,
And technical direction and camera work for a series, in fact, goes to Saturday Night Live, the regular show.
the regular show.
It is weird, though, that we didn't have any guest nominees for Saturday Night Live this year.
I mean, the ones in I didn't think it
Is
was.
it weird or refreshing?
I think a little bit of both.
It's the first time since they were eligible. It's the first year that they since they were eligible back in like I don't know 2008 2009 that none of them made it in. I mean, I didn't think anyone would get in on the male side. I thought Maya Rudolph maybe had a shot on actors.
So let's see. We are waiting now on structured reality program. We've gone over that. We've gone over unstructured reality program. Following that is exceptional merit in documentary filmmaking. Nominees there are I Am Celine Dion. I Am Not Celine Dion. That is the name of the show. Patrice the movie and The Remarkable Life of Evelyn. Is that how you pronounce it? Do you know how to pronounce it? I don't know how to pronounce it.
I don't know. I just think the Celine Dion documentary deserves this.
I didn't see that, but I would vote for her. I would vote for it just based on her performance at the Olympics last year.
It's stunning how good that that documentary is. And I'm not even talking about because of the really just absolutely devastating section where she has one of her attacks, which is one of the most devastating 5 minutes of TV I've seen in a long time. The fact that they even let that in, that she allowed them to keep that in, is a testament to her. But I think the whole special was really, really well done.
Following that, we have directing for a variety special. Nominees there are Hamish Hamilton for the Apple Music Super Bowl halftime show starring Kendrick Lamar, Beyonce Knowles Carter and Alex Rudzinski for Beyonce Bowl, Hamish Hamilton for the Oscars, Liz Patrick for SNL 50, the anniversary special, Beth McCarthy Miller for SNL 50, the homecoming concert, and Glenn Weiss for the 77th annual Tony Awards. And before we get to that, structured reality program goes to Queer Eye.
Mm.
Interesting. Well, I guess like with the White Lotus composer last night, internal drama doesn't hurt it.
What's the internal drama last year? Is that why that's why the hosts weren't
It's a
nominated?
bunch of gay men on a reality program. There's always internal drama.
That's why because I remember last year the hosts were not nominated and that was strange.
Thoughts about the directing award? About the directing award?
That's a that's a tough category, actually.
I might say the Tony Awards, but I think it might be SNL 50, not the concert though. I'm trying to remember last year's Tony Awards.
Yeah,
Also,
because it
never
wasn't. It was. Yeah, it
underestimate,
wasn't the one that aired in June that maybe Happy Ending dominated on. It was the one from the year before that
which
The
was the
Outsiders.
strike year. It was the strike year. It
That's
was the
true.
year
Yes,
where they didn't have the writers. Um, and Ariana DeBose had that really great opening number, which was all choreographed and stuff like that. Um, but I could also see a world where the Kendrick Lamar halftime show wins this.
yeah. The Super Bowl halftime show did win it 2 years ago. The Rihanna one won 2 years ago.
Let's face it, any chance to hate on Drake is going to make people happy.
It does make me very, very happy.
It really does.
Still love when he won album. Is that what or song record or
A
song
record.
here? And they were playing his music, and then as soon as he got to the microphone, they got to the A minor part of the song.
And everybody said it.
I shit on the Grammys a lot, but seriously though, for giving Beyonce Album of the Year and giving Kendrick Lamar Record and Song of the Year, good for them on that one.
Yeah,
I know I'm several months late to that, but good for them on that.
because every presenter, like every when they were about to open the envelope, they always prefaced it by saying, "As selected by the 13,000 members of the Recording Academy." And so I was like, okay, so now they're starting to become like the Emmys.
And unstructured reality program goes to Love on the Spectrum.
Cool.
Good.
Proof that soccer cannot beat autistic love.
I will say, I have a number of students on the spectrum, and that show means a lot to them. It's a show that means a great deal to them.
These are
And,
kids that are actually on the spectrum. It's not like kids where you're just like, who isn't on the spectrum these days?
no, these are like legit. It means so much to them because they're like to a lot of my kids, these people on this show are like superheroes. They're like the way we used to look at superheroes or sports stars, people who look like them, people who sound like them, people who talk like them,
They
and
connect with it.
it just makes them feel a little bit less alone. So I think it's nice to see a show like that
But how will
actually.
Snoop Dogg explain that to his grandchildren though?
Oh God, Snoop, I love you so much, but you're an
We were
idiot.
all rooting for you, man. It's like we got to talk to Martha Stewart and now let her have
And the
her have a
fact that
sit
he
down
was
with him.
talking about Lightyear. Hello, what?
From like what, 5 years ago or something. Following directing for a variety special, we have directing for a variety series. Nominees there are David Paul Meyer for The Daily Show. Jon Stewart delivers a mug smashing take on Musk's Doge. Andy Fisher for Jimmy Kimmel Live. Anthony Mackie, Liz Kaplan, and musical guest Barty Strange. Paul Penalino for Last Week Tonight with John Oliver for India Elections. And Jim Hoskinson for The Late Show with Stephen Colbert, David Oyelowo, Finn Wolfhard, special appearance by Alan Cumming, and performance by OK Go.
This will determine variety talk series, maybe. I don't know.
You're not wrong.
It's
Unless it's Last Week Tonight, and then we just have no clue.
The Daily Show is the one where Jon Stewart breaks his
Yes,
hand.
it's the one where he breaks the mug and shatters his hand. Exceptional merit in documentary filmmaking goes to Patrice the Movie.
Interesting. On a completely unrelated note, is anybody watching Alien Earth?
I hear it's good.
I hear it's good. I have not
It's
watched it.
it is spectacular. Um, yeah, that for all the Emmys next year.
Watch it only get main title design.
Uh, well, granted, we're only 5 episodes in, but the most recent episode is one of the most fantastic episodes of TV I've seen in quite some time. Uh, it's a bottle episode, and let's put it this way. Filmmakers, I think, have spent the last, what is this, 40, 50 something years, almost 40 to 45 years, trying to recreate the original Alien. This show actually did it um, in a really new and exciting way. And I didn't think that was possible.
How is Saturday Night Live not nominated for directing for a variety series?
There's always like weird years that they win and then they
I would
get
say, didn't Don Roy King own this category for a long time?
yeah,
Yes.
even back during the panel days, there were just years he would just win five in a row and then a few years that he doesn't get nominated.
Following directing for variety series, we have our last category of the night, Outstanding Variety Special Pre-Recorded. Nominees there are Adam Sandler, Love You, Ali Wong, Single Lady, Bill Burr, Drop Dead Years, Conan O'Brien, the Kennedy Center Mark Twain Prize for American Humor, Sarah Silverman, Postmortem, and Your Friend, Nate Bargatze.
I almost kind of hope Nate Bargatze doesn't win because he's lost everything else tonight, and that would make for a really good monologue. Hi, I'm hosting the Emmys, and you don't like me.
It's probably between Conan and Ali Wong.
I'd love it if Bill Burr won. I thought that stand-up special was hilarious.
I agree.
Plus,
That would be.
I just like Bill Burr in general.
I do too.
I find that Boston accent to be immensely charming, which I know, which is probably sacrilege considering I'm born and descended from a bunch of New Yorkers. See any interesting nominees?
I mean, doesn't the winner usually like at least get nominated for writing for special, unless you're like, Dave Chappelle or somebody.
Usually, but the last couple of years of this category, we have not seen that because last year's winner was Dick Van Dyke, 98 Years of Magic. That wasn't nominated for writing or directing, I don't think.
No,
The year before that was Carol Burnett, 90 Years of Laughter and Love. That may have got nominated for writing.
I don't think so.
Okay, then I might be misremembering that. The year before that
I'll double check.
yeah, the year before that was Adele, One Night Only, and 2021 was Hamilton.
Carol Burnett got nominated for writing.
Pins and needles here. Apparently the crew from Patrice the Movie won't shut up and get off stage, apparently. So while we're hold on, we might be getting a winner in directing for a variety special. Let's just take a look very quickly. Directing for a variety special does in fact go to SNL 50, the anniversary special for Liz Patrick.
Mm-hmm.
Still none for the homecoming concert for the concert.
No, the
right?
anniversary special. McCarthy
No, I'm saying, has anybody won for the concert?
No, I think it went. I think it went 0. Is it up for live special?
Mm.
Yeah, it is up for live special. So while we're waiting for directing for variety series and variety special pre-recorded, figured I might as well ask about anything that Tony or Chris that you guys are hoping for that we'll see next week.
The Pit. I want the Pit to win as many things as possible. I
If
mean, we're
Catherine
already
Lan-
thinking.
if Catherine Lanasa wins, that's such a good sign.
I would love that. I would love that. I know that. I mean, we're all predicting Noah Wiley's going to win, right?
Yes.
I just think the pit has a I do think that the pit has a better chance than Severance. Severance had more nominations, but I think the pit is more accessible to a larger swath of Emmy voters, and you know, but again, we're in kind of this really lovely area where so many things are worthy. So you know, who kind of cares in the long run? Um, I'm not as much of a fan of the studio as everybody else is. But I think we all agree that that's going to win the vast majority of everything.
It's really
Um,
making me question whether I should put in Ike Barinholtz in supporting in comedy supporting actor.
versus,
Harrison Ford.
yeah, I mean, if we were going on deserved, I mean, Harrison Ford is so great in
I mean,
in Shrinking.
and he should at least win because he didn't win because he didn't even get nominated for the first season of the show, and he was so fucking funny in that first season.
And I would
Like it's not
argue
just a
that
great performance; it is a hysterical performance.
the second season, if the old tape system was still a thing, I would argue he'd be winning um, for this season. I mean, he's got that whole big monologue that is just heartbreaking.
I'm really wondering if I should switch to the studio in either supporting actress or writing.
Yeah, I am. I will say I am also rooting for the Pit in drama series. I would love to see that win because I feel a bit more confident with Severance winning. I just switched to it the other day. The thing is that I feel like the actual reaction to the actual like season was a bit more measured than it was for the first season. I think it proved to be a bit more divisive, although I feel like by the end of it, a lot more people were much more on the positive side of things for Severance. Um, Chris and I were saying yesterday we would love to see Jeff Hiller win supporting actor for Somebody Somewhere. He's so good on that show, and we'd love to see that win writing also. Although I know you're Chris, you're personally would love to see the rehearsal take that writing award.
Those are top. Those two are my top two, like in the category. The rest are just, fine.
I wouldn't mind seeing Hacks win. I want Hannah Einbinder to win so badly, but God, I'm so nervous after she wasn't able to win last year.
The one thing that's keeping me positive, she didn't even win last year when Hacks won series. Now, if Hacks doesn't win series, I wonder if she stick if the opposite can happen. Um, and the thing about the pit for I just don't think because of the pit has two episodes in writing and directing. I don't see how they win either. I think Severance is going to win both of those too. So, and I think Tremel Tillman's going to win, and I think Britt Lauer's easily like close to being a lock in her category. So,
Oh,
By the way,
you don't buy Kathy Bates winning.
no.
I am on that train as well. I am going with Britt Lauer
She might not even Kathy Bates. She might not even be nominated next year. She's and Matlock isn't up for drama series.
for anything
Honestly,
else.
Not this is
honestly, if we were talking under the old system, I would agree with you. I just think that in a season in a situation like this where everybody uh, is having a say, you go with the most populist choice, and the populist choice here is Kathy Bates. Um, And on top of that, I go back to I was rewatching one of those Variety on Variety, maybe it was the Hollywood Reporter, I can't remember. One of those roundtable things where every single one of the other actresses, Kathy Bates was on there with people like Niecy Nash and Helen Mirren and um, Kerry Russell and Parker Posey, who was like, and Parker Posey was the one who sold me on it. She's like, I never would have watched a show called Matlock on network television until I actually watched it. And then I was like, oh my God, this is brilliant. And I was like, okay, yeah, Parker Posey says it's brilliant. Yes.
See, I had Kathy Bates winning SAG because she was double nominated there, and she couldn't even do that. And I think Severance is a much stronger show than Shogun, at least for that last season. Um,
By the way, we got our last two. We got the last two. Directing for a variety series went to The Late Show with Stephen Colbert,
Shit.
and variety special pre-recorded went to Conan O'Brien, the Kennedy Center Mark Twain Prize for American Humor.
Okay, that will make me think about Variety Talk series now. Because my whole logic behind that was Stephen Colbert is still eligible next year. So, um, yeah, that's gonna be one that I'll be wavering.
But when is he the most front of thought? And that is during now.
By the way, our final totals for this evening: SNL 50, the anniversary special, wins 7 Emmys tonight. The Traders wins 4, and 3 apiece for Pee Wee as himself and for regular Saturday Night Live original flavoring, and 2 each for the 100-Foot Wave, Love on the Spectrum, the 67th Grammy Awards, and Welcome to Wrexham.
We just have to, I think one of the things that, the Emmys like certain shows when they like them. And I think that when you don't have the small voting panels that you used to have, you just got, I think populism is a thing you have to look at.
But then it's also like trying to figure out which one is going to be the surprise one that comes out of nowhere. And I feel like that'll trip you up sometimes. And when you're trying to pinpoint which one, who's going to be the Lamorne Morris and who's going to be,
Hmm.
the slow horses riding win, you know, it's
I
that
think
can
I think
that can
writing
really
and
trip you
directing
up
is where
sometimes.
those happen. I think writing and directing is where those happen. I don't think they're necessarily in the program awards anymore.
Not the program awards, I wouldn't say, because I feel like the biggest shock we've gotten in the program awards in the past decade it was Hack's win last year.
See, even though I know last year happened, like I don't like I said this last night. There is no category on the main show that I where there's so much uncertainty of who the front runner would be that a little more a surprise win would happen. Because for all these genres, it's literally between two shows. And anywhere there where there's like a possible chance of vote splitting, if the front runner show doesn't win, it will go to the other front runner show.
Yeah, I think in those cases, I try to anticipate what the vast majority, I don't necessarily put a lot of stock in what has the most nominations. I tend to look at what has the broadest, what could have the broadest appeal. I mean, the studio to me just seems like a no-brainer. Um, you know, Hollywood is never more happy than when it's kissing its own ass. Um, and that's what the
And credit to
studio.
them for being able to do that because that's a pain on your back.
But I think when you look at limited series, it's between The Penguin and Adolescence, and I think while The Penguin is probably going to win, like a lot of it's already won quite a number of crafts awards. It's probably going to win Colin Farrell, maybe Kristen Milioti too. Um,
I think she's a lock.
I think
yeah,
she's more of a lock in her category than Colin Farrell is in his. Because if Stephen Graham won, I wouldn't be shocked.
right. But then you have like Owen Cooper, who's probably going to win his category, and what's her name? I cannot.
Erin Doherty.
Thank you. Um, I think there's a pretty good balance there. Where you have in comedy, I think the studio is going to win a lot.
I'm scared
And
that the
then
studio will be like season one of The Bear, where it just sweeps everything.
it could be. It could very well be. And I think that, I think where you have a room for uh, debate, as I think with drama series, because Severance doesn't necessarily work for everybody. Um, I think it's a show that confounds some people. Um, whereas The Pit is very much this kind of like harkens back to, it's very much like it was my father who actually pointed this out to me, is that The Pit with Noah Wiley is very much like ER without the restraints of broadcast television. Um, and we all know, I think a lot of people don't remember what a juggernaut ER was in its heyday.
Only
Um,
one drama series once, though.
it only won drama series once. Of course, that was back in the days where they had
That was
panels
that
and
was
they
the
had,
only win. That was the only win it had that year. It lost everything else.
yeah, and that was in the days of panels. Now we don't have the panels anymore. We don't have the judging panels anymore. Um, I think it could be really interesting to see how next week pans out.
I will say,
I will say one of the things that made me really, other than the amount of Severance wins last night, was the fact I didn't realize this when we were doing our reaction to the nominations back in July, but I didn't realize that the Pit missed out on an editing nomination, and that is really concerning to me.
I
The
mean,
fact that it wasn't able to get in, but 3 episodes of Severance were able to get into editing.
I would worry about that, except I don't know how much the entire voting block who's voting on drama series would necessarily notice that.
I'm not saying it's something that they noticed when they vote, but I think it's an indicator how, as to maybe more of the hive mindset for it. So that could be more of an indicator that there is really much more stronger backing for Severance than I was initially thinking there was, even with the way it dominated with nominations.
and I will say Severance didn't win anything its first season, at least in the primetime show. I know it won some creative arts, but there were
Yeah, it got
categories
skunked that first year.
there were categories where like directing where it could have won and it didn't. So yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, what do you
it's going
have?
to be interesting. I'm so thrilled that Noah Wiley is probably going to get his first Emmy. I'm so over the moon happy about that.
All he had to do was grow a beard.
And ironically, he didn't even submit the episode where he had the the panic attack. He submitted the finale.
You said that last night
Yeah,
too.
we were saying that last night, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, because we were
But you
talking.
know what? The finale is such a great episode for him too. He has not one but two monologues in that episode. So
Part of me
I
is also hoping that the teaser for season 2 dropping maybe gives that Pit maybe an added boost in something.
I think drama directing will be very telling because both those shows have 2 episodes each.
Tony? What are you predicting in drama directing?
um which two Pit episodes are nominated?
Pilot and Massacre Part One.
Oh, The Massacre. That's the one I'm predicting.
Okay, because that's what I'm predicting as well.
I'm predicting Cold Harbor, although I can see Chikai Bardo winning.
Yeah, I'm just bringing it up real quickly. So yeah, so I'm looking at the Gold Derby editors right now, and everyone is predicting Cold Harbor with two exceptions. I'm predicting the pit for 6 p.m., and our friend Rob is predicting Chikai Bardo.
What show is that?
Severance, for Severance.
Ah,
That's the Gemma.
I have nothing to say about that because I literally never made it past like episode 2 of Severance. I'm like, nope, not for me.
That first season, that first half, those first 5 episodes are really slow.
I'm like, I don't care about the innies and the outies. Leave me alone.
We are getting the question if we will do a live stream of post Emmys, and I'm willing to. I'm thinking we might do that. I just want to get a couple of people. Actually, I want to make sure that we actually get verified people like Chris and Tony. Would you be willing to do that after the ceremony next weekend?
Absolutely.
It's also
Chris?
the day. It's also the day Toronto announced their prizes. So that's
So we'll have a little bit more to talk about there. Yeah.
another awards. That's another future awards ceremony to to predict. Yeah, I'm down.
Well, you heard it here first. We will be here for post Emmys discussion. Let me just see here. Have we just taking a look at what's going on with the Video Music Awards?
Who cares?
Just out of
That should have been my response to the Grammys and the lighting earlier. What the
as long as the only reason I care is because if Lady Gaga wins a certain amount, she'd break Peter Gabriel's record, and I am immensely interested in making sure that Peter Gabriel's record stands from 1987.
Well, she won Artist of the Year, so.
Dear God, it doesn't. They're not even talking about music videos anymore. They're just saying Artist of the Year, Song of the Year. It's like, Jesus Christ, get a fucking life. Apparently, Doja Cat and Kenny G performed.
Nice.
Forever answering the question, is Kenny G still alive?
Hope you all had that on your bingo card.
I thought you said Dochi for a second, not Doja Cat.
Were you on Chris when I didn't know how to pronounce her name earlier today? Dochi. I didn't know. I was like, is it Doichi?
It's Dochi.
It's Dochi.
I only know from the one of her songs and I don't even know what it's called. But one of them says her name. So,
well, guys, I think we're gonna call it a night here. Thank you guys so much for watching. We will see you next week. Following the three of us will definitely be here. There might be one or two more. We'll see how things happen with certain people. Rob. And thanks for joining us. It's been really fun doing this with you guys. We missed it last year, so we're really happy that we'll be seeing you do this. I'm gonna go stab my cat with this because she won't shut the fuck up. And yeah, we'll see you guys next week to see where the pit and Severance and the studio win. And let's see if Hacks can cause any other upsets. Take care, everyone.